Tonight, we bring you this week's flight sim news, City Update 7, the short SC.7 Skyvan, an E-Jets Freighter, and the Boeing 777 version 2 over on X-Plane. Hello, everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week, the halftime show, the midweek shuffle, a happy hump day. The weekend is in sight, brilliant. And, well, you're very welcome to the news, friends. That's right. Tonight we're bringing you this week's flight sim news, making the headlines. And we're also checking out some stuff, you see. We check out City Update 7, European Cities 2, as it's called. Recent update for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and the brand new local legend, well, it's the short SC.7 Skyvan. It's mad looking. We'll learn about it, right? Then we're checking out the latest release from Flight Sim Studios. It's the E-Jet Freighter, and but haven't even turned it on, so that'll be fun. And then a little bit later on, we're going to be checking out the Boeing 777 version 2. That's by Flight Factor, and it's over on X-Plane 12. It's currently still work in progress, not released yet, but we'll show it off and just, Jesus, right. Anyway, hope you're all keeping up. Hope you're all keeping very well. Do you know, Gibbo, I might wear the same shirt, you know, in Dublin in a couple of weeks' time. I'm just saying, that's me going out in the town shirt. Do you know what I mean? And yes, fascinating stuff. Can't wait for it. So I hope you're keeping all very well. Do you know, Wednesday, it's like, day 4 for me. I started working on Sunday. I keep saying this, but like, do you know, it's important. And well, I'm looking forward to the weekend. And we did a great group flight last night. We're flying in the United Kingdom, and we took out the El Tomahawk. And tomorrow we're doing some VATSIM. We're going to fly Dublin to Brussels. Right? This won't be complicated at all. What's the flight time Dublin to Brussels? Is it like 2 hours or something? Wear the shirt over your head. Jesus! So they won't be able to hear me sing then. Do you know what I mean? It's a grand shirt. Some might say it's a sale. And then on Friday night, we're starting a little bit earlier as we're taking out the FS Reborn Sting S4 for the jaunt in Colombia. So it's a busy week, lads. I keep saying it flat out. Do you know? So, Sim Update 15 was released, of course. Yes, we're all doing the thing. I don't know. For me, it's introduced a couple of stutters. At least that's what I can see, right? And you get them every so often. Now, they're nowhere near as bad as they used to be. Performance has been a little bit better inside a multiplayer environment, but I'm noticing there's some stutters. Now, there was supposed to be... There was supposed to be a developer update tonight. However, they pushed it back a week. That's going to be on next Wednesday from the MSFS official team. So, well, let's see what they're going to be talking about. Do you know? So, how are y'all keeping? How's the week treating you? It's to be nice weather in Ireland this weekend, I believe. I have it on good authority. Do you know? Did I do it? Oh, I got a chipper. Oh, we had a chipper for dinner this evening. Broke all the rules. I want a chipper because, well, Adam was chatting about chippers yesterday. I said, Jesus, then, wouldn't mind a chipper. You know the way you be. So we got a chipper. And I regret nothing, but savage eating now on that one. Do you know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. Full of a chipper, but it was grand now, you know what I mean? You don't have chippers in America, you're missing out. Do you know? Jesus, we better not give you any, but like, you know. And then in England, they used to wrap them up. I think they still do in some places. They wrap them up in newspaper. That never made sense to me. Why would you wrap them up in newspaper? I mean, like the ink, and then people read. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like very unhygienic or something. But anyway, that's what people do. Right, Buttons Murph. Yes. Let us ramble in and say hello to everyone who has joined us here on this fair evening at Murph Balls, I keep forgetting it. What do we call it? Murph something. The house, the gaff, the place. Murph Manor. Yes. Coming to you live from Murph Manor. Speaking of which, in the real world news, right? There's all sorts of crack going on with turbulence, right? That's 2 incidents with people getting injured and one person passed away due to turbulence in the aircraft. I just heard today there was I don't know, was it a worker or I don't know, but someone in Schiphol, they ended up in the engine. Right? I caught the headlines. I was like, what the hell? How does that even happen? Do you know? And they're investigating to figure out what's going on or what went on. How did it happen? Do you know? And then the very sad news as well. A Spitfire crashed a few days ago. Pilot was killed. And I read a report there saying that the Battle of Britain memorial flight has been grounded. So there's serious stuff happening. Do you know? Went through the engine or something. Yeah, Jesus. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, that kind of puts things into perspective. Airlock Doc is here. Good to see you, man. Happy Wednesday. Who else is here? Super Typhon is in the house. Willow, how much? Welcome in. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. Jan Wolfie. Mr. Zed Rider, welcome aboard. All good news, I hope. Well, I started off at that bit, but it'll be good from here on in, right? Yeah, it'll be good from it. Look at the back of the head now. Oh, you get a good hard look at the back. So I had to say to Mr. Two-Tone, I said, come here to me. I said, would you grab the scissors and go at it? What? Grab the scissors and follow me, I said. And, well, Mr. Two-Tone is quite small and I'm quite... Well, I'm larger, right? But anyway, she had to stand up on a bit of a stool, and I said, whatever you do, don't miss, right? Don't hit the innocent, non-offending ones. So she got it. It was a hole in one. Brilliant, do you know? Yeah, I saw that as well. There was a close call with a Cessna was that in Australia? I think an F-35 ended up on the ground, but I think your man got out of there. That's just mad stuff going on in the world today. But anyway, we continue on. Mr. Zed Rider, great to see you. And it's all good news from here on in. We hope. Now, let me see. Lee Dixon, good evening. PH Roy is here. Hello. Good to see you, man. Bell Bro rambles into the chat. He said chaps. Not chaps, but chaps as in, hello, chaps. Not that, he was wearing chaps. Hey, chaps and chapettes. Very good. Hope you're all doing well. Well, bro, you're very welcome in. Vacuum is here. Good to see you. Tarnish Mossman. Happy Wednesday. Cold feet, warm hands. Heidi, hi. Viper Strike is here. Did some East US shuttle ops from Pittsburgh to Washington. Nice.
Hello there.
Hello there. John Race. Welcome aboard, my dude. Hope all is well. SK Sun is here. Spitfire RAF 100 is in the chat. Welcome in, my dude. It's very loud in my ears. You know what I mean? Dad in command. Good to see you. Divert. Welcome in. Hope you're keeping very well. Old Veteran 965. Hello, Scott. I hope you're keeping well, my guy. Proby Pete is here, listening whilst flying Air Hong Kong cargo route. Nice. That's a beautiful flight. Hot and humid here today. All the rain has made it rather swampy feeling. Jesus. Sir Campsalot, my dude. How's she cutting, man? Nice Ep is here. Welcome aboard. Ryan JN89 has subscribed for 9 months. I was about to say 89 months. Could you imagine? 9 months. Thank you very, very much indeed, my guy. Extreme generosity. Cy120 is here. Good to see you. Gibbo there in the chat. Asher, how are you now? Mr. Zed Rider with more points. Welcome in. Hemmingbird is here. She says, I was playing poker with an origami artist today. It wasn't much fun though. All he did was fold. Happy hump day. Brilliant. Now, let me see. Flight Sergeant, good to see you, man. Sun Jammer is here. Quasar Core, welcome in. Let me see. Streeter. Hey, yes, Streeter. Hope you're well. All this talk in Discord about how nice places to see in Ireland makes me want to come back. Just take the money, right? Do you know? It's hilarious, right? We have some very nice places in Ireland to visit, you know, but you can only really visit us on a particular weekend. And it'll rain for 2 of those days, right? But there are some beautiful places in Ireland. We were chatting about it earlier on. Rambog was saying he's rambling over. And we're all suggesting different places, right? And we had places like Donegal, Galway, Kerry, right? Cork, Wexford, Dublin, Northern Ireland, right? Some really, really nice places. And you start looking on the map. So, Captain Sickbag might know this. Captain, there's a beach and a location somewhere between Wexford Town and what's it called? Hook Head. Have a look at the name. It's a funny name. It's near Richardstown. It's just south of Richardstown. Check it out. It's hilarious. Oh, no one actually recommended Louth. In actual fact, hang on a second. Pull out the carpet. No one actually mentioned Leitrim. You could go to Carrick on, what's it called? Yeah, Carrick and Shannon in Leitrim. Really nice this time of year. There's a lovely bit of river and everything. Beautiful. But yeah, loads of places to see. And it's a lovely little country if you could only roof it. But you know what I mean. But anyway, a massive hello to the northeast, or from the northeast of England. Currently have a massive rainstorm going overhead, says Eamon. Jesus. How are you, Eamon? Now let me see. Real Roughneck, welcome aboard, man. Sean Dale is here, good to see you. Waylon Chutani, greetings, man. Shuffle Shoes, shuffles in. AJH John, hope you're well. Toto is in the house. Welcome in, man. Streeter says, Sim Update 7, Monaco and Nice are really nice. I checked out the route of the F1 track. Oh, nice. I was there years and years and years ago. Years ago now. Way back when. And I got to walk the circuit. Well, it wasn't a circuit. We went there for the Grand Prix. And I remember, I think it was 8 francs or 80 francs. It was the equivalent of £8 Irish punts back in the day, which was dear now, lads, right? The value on Irish money back then was ridiculous. But anyway, it was £8 for a glass of Coke. A glass of Coke, right, you know. And then I was chatting to a friend of mine. He went to the F1 Grand Prix out there, and he went into whatever place. He said the cheapest bottle of wine on the menu was €85. That was the cheapest, and he thought that was very good value, he thought. €85, like that part of the world you can buy wine for like €1. Do you know what I mean? 85 quid, lads. But anyway, they have to pay for all the road, I suppose. Do you know? Kanzui, good to see you. Welcome in. Can't see the dribble stains. There was no dribble stains. Just go out to that. Now, definitely wear the shirt. Just cover your head. Jesus. Irish Concorde for the win. Heavy lift, indeed. Jefferson 2001, the man, the myth, and the legend has rambled in to join us here in the chat. Jepson, how are you, man? You're looking well, Jepson. Looking very well. Do you know? Just saying now. Lovely cologne, right? But anyway, Soaring AJ has rambled in. Welcome in, man. Hope all is well. Zybok Doc calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're keeping very well also. Now let me see. Abby, hey Abby, good to see you. Amos says, Murph, are you checking out Bravo Airspace 787? I'm not checking it out. We'll talk about it. But if I'll buy it if you're interested, and I'm more than happy to show it off. Probably won't get around to it tonight though, Eamon. Love the news by Murph. Zybok, I don't know if that's the correct way to say it. I follow what you're saying. You know, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just wouldn't maybe say it in such a way. I'm just saying, right? But yes, thank you very much indeed. A chip shop meal. Yeah, fish chips, burgers, onion rings, garlic dip, battered sausages, and heartburn. All in the one bag. Brilliant, right?
They've done studies, you know.
Oh, jeez.
60% of the time, it works.
Every time.
Every time.
Where was I? I was over here, look. We have chippies. Yeah, they're kind of the same. In the UK, it's a chippy. Pete in the sky, it's good to see you. Now, where we are over here, Rambog Mord is in the house. Welcome aboard. He's flying out to the west, I believe. How are you, Rambog? Keep an eye on them flight controls now. Muse fan bursts in the door with his elbow, says, how he is, yous mad jokes, yous. Happy hump day. Good to see you, Muse. How are you, man? Now, let me see. Goblin Zeus, good evening. Jungle Sim is here. Welcome aboard. Heavy Lift says also Cirrus Vision Jets careering off the runway with brake failures. Are you serious? Coldfeet Warham Hands says Flight Sim is very safe until you fall off your chair. Yeah, you'd want to be some sort of a special kind of idiot to do that. Cyrus T, good to see you, man. Hope you're feeling good. Now, Super Ty says the C210. C210. Oh, the C210. Yes. Onboard Simulations, welcome in. Energizer is here. In a box, man. Good to see you. Jesus, you're just busy tonight. Do you know? Tritz4 is here. He says, Murph, I was on YouTube, but now I'm here. Oh, good man yourself, Tritz. Who rambled into YouTube then? Let's have a look. Nutty Snack, good to see you. Captain Sickbag is here. Coach Katov, welcome aboard. Can't read a word of it, but you're very welcome in. Randy Godwin, good to see you, man. Let me see. Norbert, welcome in. I have an itchy leg. Mrs. TPHI17, good to see you. Digital Mark, welcome in, man. Now let me see. Mal Walsh is here as well. And also Lior Taylor. Welcome in, lads. Great to see everyone. And well, a very happy Wednesday to you. Do you know what I mean? We're catching up. Vulcan 350. Welcome in. Great to see you. Lots of great recommendations there. Oh, there was tons of them. Except for Louth. Muse fan. We should all visit County Louth someday. You know, Muse would put on well, you'd have to get the Bunsen burner in. Do you know? You'd have to get the boiler, the Berco boiler, not the Bunsen. They used that in science class. I wasn't very good at science. And we had the funniest science teacher. He once fell, no word of a lie, he once fell over his desk. And it was a good fall. It was a good fall, 4 feet maybe, spludge onto the ground. And we all thought it was part of physics or something. No, he was drunk, but it can happen, right? But anyway, Care85, good to see you. Russ Dem is in the house. That's soda expensive. It's sort of expensive indeed, and it is. Typical price for a place mostly full of riches, right? Now, let me see. Razor Camp, good evening. Scorpio K, welcome aboard, man. Hope you're well. P.S. Morandai, hello there. Hope you're well. Gibbo says, you know the way you save on the cost of haircuts, Murph? You must now, hang on, you must now be saving on hair gel too. Sorry, Gibbo, you're breaking up there. What? No word of a lie. Tresemme, the brand. I believe in taking care of myself. Tresemme, right? Do you know what they did? They've stopped making was it Tresemme? No, it wasn't. It was Nivea. Hang on, I'll get it. Hang on. Don't go anywhere. I'll find it in here, look.
Oh, Jesus.
It's not in here. Right, I found one of them. Right, calm it down, lads. Just calm the whole thing down for a minute. It wasn't Tresemme at all. L'Oreal. Maybe it's... Wait. Because I was worth it. So this is now L'Oreal Men Expert. Now, for a pharmaceutical company making hair products and skin products for women since they started, suddenly they're men expert. I can't really understand it. However, this one is called Neat Look Clear Gel. Strong hold, no residue. That's what every man wants, right? Do you know what I'm saying? And the ingredients are, you know, the tears of 40 people and so on. But anyway, they used to make this old one, right? They used to make this old one and it was grand, right? I got used to it. Wouldn't be stuck in your hair going to bed and you wake up the pillow stuck. You're right, it used to be grand. This stuff isn't too bad. They stopped making the first one and now this one is in terribly short supply. Right, and to be honest, lads, if I didn't actually put gel in my hair, I probably would have more of it, but like it would look like a burst mattress. Or worse, right? I get terribly frizzy hair. Static hair, do you know? And so I need to kind of put product in it to make it, you know, as it is. Because it's so brilliantly blonde, I put product in it to kind of dim the blondness. Yes, that makes total sense. And also, Gibbo, shag you. Yeah, right. Now, I was going west, now I'm heading back to annoy Adam, says Rambog. Good man yourself. Heading back to the airport. Brilliant. My PPL is here. Hello from Bruges. Hello from Tipperary. Hope you're well, man. Bruges. I know, I was never in Bruges. I know Bruges for containers back in the day. But yeah, never been to Bruges. So I hear it's lovely. Wombat49, good to see you, Wombat. Welcome in, my dude. Paparazzi is here. He said, oh Jesus, Chipper, I'm burping and everything. Someone rubbed me back. Howdy news fans, says Paparazzi. Welcome in, man. It's great to see you. Super Ty says, I once saw my music teacher falling off his chair, kind of like you, and I laughed so hard. Wait, what? Yeah, we don't have electricity in Louth. Brilliant. Mr. 90, hello, good to see you. Turd Ferguson, hey now from Canada. Canada, eh? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Right, where are we at? We're over here. Vidal Sassoon. Was it Vidal Sassoon that said that? Who was Vidal? Did anyone actually meet them? I thought you were a hair product. Do you know? Good Lord, he's now going to show everyone his Goop. It's not... Do you remember Goop? Goop was a brand, wasn't it? I'm almost certain it was. Captain, can I drink whiskey? Indeed you can. Ian McLavis here. Keep naming hair product brands until you start getting freebies. Yeah, right? Or your phone will start listening and next thing, you know, bald men will be getting adverts for combs. What? It can happen, right? It can happen. Now, we're over here, look. Do you get Monaco from Friends? Humpty? Yeah, oh God, yeah. The humidity hair? Yes, I do. That's the best way to explain a hummingbird. Well, gee, says paparazzi, let it grow and you won't need a wig. It'll look about the same. No, it won't. Murph is full of electric. I am. Trit says, sorry, Murph, but don't need hair to be able to use that stuff. I'm only saying that because I'm Hang on, wait. I can't even pronounce it. Follically challenged? Wait, what? But anyway, Mick Ham, good to see you. And yeah, listen, it's grand, lads, right? Comb over will fix it. He uses Goop. It's more like something about Mary hair. Oh, is it? Oh, Jesus, right. Right, and enough about me hair now. It's nice, isn't it? Hang on, can you see the back of it? Ah, look at the state of it. The middle part is very shiny. It just looks like there's nothing there. Right, welcome in. Hope you're all keeping well. And, well, that's the news. Murphy uses hair product and it's in short supply. The prices are going to go through the roof. Do you know? Comb over. Do you remember that? It was South Park. Your man with the comb over. I am above the law. You know, put the hair that way. Do you know? I used to have long hair, lads. I used to have a ponytail, right? That'll tell you, right? Anyway, I was very small back then. But anyway, I'm going the same roads as P.S. Miranda. Indeed, you soon can perform as a monk. So expensive it'll make you pull your hair out, right? We're onto something here, do you know what I mean? Bring back wear a hat. Hat sales are going to go through the roof as well. Think about it, lads. I'm a marketing genius. Running out of hair? No worries. You too can have this on your head, you know. You have a lovely ponytail at the moment in Red Dead Redemption 2. Ah, no. I mean, brilliant. They're referring to me as a horse in a video game, but it's not what you think. Hey, Dutch! It's Red Dead, and it's absolutely brilliant. Do you know what I mean? On a bussy used roads, there's no grass growing either, right? Hair today, gone tomorrow, indeed. I thought there was hair product ad in the chat. There could well be. Doing it, there could be. Just shave it off every week. Oh, Jesus, no. Bald, got you now, Tarnish, yeah, just... Trit says something very intelligent and I'm just like, what did he say? Is he speaking English? Well, I'm totally lost. Do you know, Vincy, it's good to see you. Great. That now causes a distraction. I'll now change the screen by using a very sophisticated transition with its own sound effect. Right. And now we'll come over here, look. You're looking even better over here, look. Right, fix me microphone. And well, how are we all doing? You're looking well, lads. So here we are with the Skyvan. Look at this. Suffering state of this thing. It's absolutely terrible, right? Epic fool. I say he heard this now. He put down the knife and fork eating the dinner, picked up the phone and said, Murphy really is a marketing genius. What other man could sell his missus on a big man cave update on the promise of a never coming new kitchen? Jesus. Right, thanks, Epic. Right, the box that Mike came in. Mike? Look at the cut of this thing, right? So the Short Aircraft Company, they were based up in Belfast, would you believe, up in Northern Ireland. And when they made this thing, which is the SC7, and we came across the 350, the Short's regional transport, where they were essentially a stretched version of this, right? And, well, the aircraft company Shorts, they were actually approached by the company who used to make... Do you remember Miles, the Miles Aircraft Company? Anyway, they said, listen, we need to have a high-wing, large cargo capacity aircraft that's capable of fairly good short takeoff and landing capabilities. And, you know, the engines, they used mad engines on this thing. But the idea of it, the shape of this mad-looking thing, it's a total utility aircraft. It was designed to mimic that of a railway car. And the reason being is it was for its, you know, freight, cargo. It was all about cargo loading. Now, the aircraft went on to be, you know, cargo carrying aircraft. They carry freight. And then later on in life, well, they came on to be aircraft for parachutists and so on. There was about 150 or so made, right? It is kind of mad looking, but I'm kind of starting to like it only because aircraft like this, they are so unusual looking. Like, if you ever flew into Oshkosh with one of these things, right, and you're camping, and someone says to you, wow, hey man, is that your plane? No, mine's over there. No, I don't know who owns that thing. Right, you know, you'd never admit it was yours. But I still think it's kind of nice looking, even though it's mad looking. Do you know what I mean? The horse name two-tone is the one that Muse found in the woods. Dead fast, but constantly crapping. Jesus. It's very similar, so isn't it? Todd, you be showing off the Nemo livery. No, you have to. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's a limit now to what I can get up to. Plus, we saw the Nemo livery last night. Now, the aircraft we're looking at, even though it has a military colour scheme, well, the military variant was known as the Sherpa, and they were used in different roles. Troop transport, law enforcement. There's actually a friggin' terrifying story about an Argentinian one of these aircraft. And, well, there's a whole load of drama behind that. You can look it up yourselves. Just put in Argentinian short SC7. You'll read the story, right? Mad bunch of devils. But anyway, here we are. So we're going to be checking this one out here now in a moment. Adam Controls, you're very welcome in, dude. Hope you're well. Hope the stream went great. The lipstick reminds me of the Rolling Stones. Yes. Isn't it designed to take one standard freight container? Correct, Nightsep. It was designed to be the shape of a rail car. So whatever would fit in the, a rail container, if you like, yeah? Intermodal stuff, it would fit on this. That was the idea. It looks fast. It does. Wait, was the S a typo? Brilliant. But anyway, we're going to be checking this one out here now in a little while. But before we get to this, lads, before we get to the airplanes, well, we have some news. And our news tonight, brought to us by our friends over at MSFS FS Elite, and Heli Simmer. And a big shout out to all. So we're going to start off with the local legend, number 16, the short SC Skyvan. And you can see it here in the Finding Nemo colours, right? Anyway, a wave of fresh new content for Microsoft Flight Simulator has arrived, along with City Update 7, which overhauls the city of Porto, Madrid, Barcelona, Nice, Monaco and Stockholm. But there's also an exciting new addition to the local legend series, the short SC.7 Skyvan. Now, this was developed by Builds. This unique aircraft, brought to the platform by Builds in collaboration with the Microsoft team, promises to be a quirky addition to the simulator's growing fleet. Right. The short SC Skyvan, affectionately known as the Flying Shoebox, well, it's a true workhorse. Designed for the most challenging air transport missions, with its unusual boxy fuselage, the Skyvan has been a reliable haulier for people and cargo for decades. The design focuses practically allowing it to perform in the most demanding environments. The spacious fuselage maximizes cargo capacity, while the larger rear cargo door and integrated ramp facilitate quick and efficient loading and unloading. It also has a capable stall characteristic, allowing it to take off and land from relatively short airfields. And that helps with the high aspect ratio main wing and some powerful turboprop engines. Throughout its service, the Skyvan has proven invaluable across numerous applications used for passenger transport, general and specialty cargo, geotechnical surveys, skydiving, aerial photography, air ambulance, search and rescue, and more, right? The Skyvan has now been expertly recreated in Microsoft Flight Sim by Builds, so it's available now $14.99 or cheaper, depending on what version of the sim you have, be it the Deluxe or the Premium Deluxe. So this cost me $9.99, which I gotta say, for $9.99, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all, right? So we're going to be checking this aircraft out tonight and just see what it's all about, right? Builds have been making a lot of these aircraft now, kind of like what Carenado did, if we remember back at the start of things. Well, Builds seem to be fairly active developing aircraft. So we'll see what the thing can do now in a moment, right? Now, moving on, the E-Jets Freighter. I just love the name E-Jets because it sounds like Egypt, right? But anyway, the E-Jets Freighter variant from Flight Sim Studio, well, it's now available in the sim. This is actually really interesting. So the Embraer aircraft, the 170, 175, 190, 195, well, they're relatively, they're new to us because, well, these are still kind of in development, right? However, the freighter variant of this aircraft, well, these are very new indeed. In actual fact, these are quite modern. So much so, there's very little reference materials about them. Do you know, Billy? Welcome in, Billy. Good to see you. Trit said we used to see them a lot in Belfast. Ooh, nice. Right, down here. That was fast. After announcing earlier this month, the E-Jets Freighter version for Microsoft Flight Sim would be available in Q2. Well, they've just announced it and released it. The new release builds on the existing 170 and 190 models, offering a fresh experience for virtual pilots and cargo enthusiasts. Despite all the important advancements introduced in the lineup since the first variant was available, the freighter version is still being launched as early access, meaning it's still a work in progress, prone to bugs, and likely in need of numerous updates. Still, FlightSim Studio promises that it's already an enjoyable experience capable of doing some flights. The freighter introduces several changes tailored to cargo operations, including detailed cargo cabin, a custom designed cargo cabin with its own operational main cargo door, which can be controlled via an EFB. It has GSX configuration, and it also has some visual and functional adjustments. Nice. This is a standalone product as well, so if you don't have the E-Jets, either the 170 or the 190, well, you can buy this as a standalone aircraft. Or you can get it as an upgrade. If you already own both the 170 and the 190, well, this is now for free. That's pretty handy, right? So if E-Jets are your thing, now it has to be said, what you get in one aircraft, well, it's going to be kind of pretty much the same across the entire fleet in terms of what they can do. But I just thought it's an interesting aircraft, and to see, these are happening more and more, because going are the days that, your piston-driven aircraft and even some of your turboprop aircraft, when it comes to cargo, especially the short-haul, low-density cargo stuff, like it wouldn't pay you. Ryanair have been flat-out carrying cargo, same with Aer Lingus, and they put them in with passengers. But you can't put all your cargo in there, any sort of ADR, hazardous, all that sort of jazz. So these smaller jets, more than capable to carry what they need. So it's interesting. Now, they're also going to come with a ton of liveries. And as I said, we're going to be checking this one out as well tonight to see what you think. It is very much a early access, or it's FlightSim Studios are working on the aircraft. Do you know what I mean? So like even the version of this is like 0.9 something. But we'll check it out here in a little bit and let's see what we think. Now, moving on, Bravo Airspace. Well, they have released the Boeing 787-8 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The new variant of the Dreamliner for the sim has been released, priced in at $18.99. The 787-8 is the first aircraft release from the developer, and it is essentially a conversion of the default Premium Deluxe 787-10. The Dash 8, it's a little bit shorter. It blends the original Asobo flight deck and avionics with a custom model of the 787-8. There's also a series of additional custom features, such as it has its own interior in the cabin. Engine options include both the General Electric and Rolls-Royce, and they are on license from FTSim. Cockpit modifications include realistic weathering effects and additional details, such as personal items and some dust particles to simulate a busy airliner environment. The EFB integrates with SimBrief and Navigraph, providing tools for pushback, jetway connection, GPU calls, door operations, and access to the weather and payload. Custom flight model, tailored flight dynamics to accurately reflect the 787-8 performance, including engine thrust and weight and balance. A couple of liveries already with Air Canada, ANA, Jetstar, Kenya, LATAM, TUI, and United Airlines. We have a little video to show you if you're any way interested at all. Now let's do a thing and see what it looks like. We'll do one of these, right? Yes. That's really bad music. That was even worse. Oh, Jesus, Murphy, you're not on fire tonight. We'll do this one. So you can see from, look, it's not bad looking at all. And for the price, this ain't bad. However, you need to own the Premium Deluxe version of the sim in order for this aircraft to work. I was watching XP72 fly this a couple of days back. He liked it, there's some features probably missing, but definitely the cabin is a huge welcome to the 787 lineup. It's great to see this finally in the sim. So yeah, they seem to have done a pretty good job here, and you know, this is their first outing. This isn't bad. So again, if anyone's interested to see this thing in more detail, I've no problem picking it up, and we'll take it for an old jaunt. The 787 is not an aircraft I've spent an awful lot of time in, and I really should. I flew it a couple of weeks back on a Sunday, and I have to say I really enjoyed flying the 787 because it is a great aircraft. And I think what Horizon Sim have done, is it Horizon Sim? I think it's Horizon Sim. I think what they've done to the 787 makes it a very good aircraft. I'm almost certain they got CDPLC in it, I think. So anyway, this one now, well, you can pick it up. It's available right now, price at $18.99. However, if you're on the PC, well, you have some options, if you want, to have the Dash 8 without spending a penny. You see, Kuro, they've released their own version of the 787-8 as well. The Kuro 787-8 and -9. They're very good, right? They're very good. So you can pick them up for free if the 787 is your cup of tea. You know what I mean? So be interesting. The Bravo Airspace 787 Dreamliner, it offers a new airliner option for simmers on both the PC and Xbox, and it's available through the Microsoft Flight Sim official marketplace, priced at $18.99. Some of the systems, they're a little bit light, but it's a good start from this developer, I gotta say. So yeah, the airline pilots, well, rejoice. Now, moving on, Xanos, I think it's pronounced, well, they've announced development of a new Mi-2 helicopter from Microsoft Flight Sim. Ooh, choppers. The eagle-eyed among you may have noticed a few days ago that there was an intriguing new entry to the list of aircraft in development, the Xanos Mill Mi-2, right? They're more known for the scenery products, as in Jackson Hole and Perth, but earlier this month they hinted at a change of pace for the next project with a teaser of a wheel that was unmistakably referencing the Mi-2. Still, no official confirmation will let this slip under the radar, except for the addition of the list of ongoing projects from Microsoft Flight Sim or MSFS addons.com. Fortunately, the team let the cat out of the bag and they confirmed this suspicion. They are indeed working on the Mi-2 with the goal of offering Microsoft Flight Simmers a high-fidelity product. The aircraft, Soviet-designed light utility helicopter, has been a significant asset in both military and civilian sectors since it was introduced. It's been widely used in Eastern Europe and beyond for various roles. Some 5,400 units were built, right? The developer, traditionally known for the detailed scenery, is entering the aircraft development arena with this project. Let's see what happens. Details are scarce right now, but what does stand out is the planned simulation of the various mission profiles, including search and rescue, medical evacuation, and firefighting. Ooh! So, I don't know, are developers now looking to see what Flight Sim 24 is going to offer, and they're trying to build these features in now, hoping that it's an easier transition once the new sim is released? Who knows, lads? I've nothing in terms of a release date, and we only have a couple of images here on some of the early kind of model work. But yeah, look, an Mi-2, the Hind, were they known as the Hind? Maybe they weren't. But exciting news, big heavy owl helicopter, you know. Now, this is awesome news. SimBrief, well, they now support takeoff and landing calculations, right? And I want to show you this, because maybe you haven't seen it yet. This is very good, right? So the blurb here is, the widely popular and free flight planning tool, it's now owned by Navigraph. Well, SimBrief have now rolled out a brand new what's the word I'm looking for? Update, right? It's the performance calculations. It can quickly figure out crucial parameters to your flight. Your V-speeds, rotation speeds, also your landing reference as well. We always try to mimic real life as closely as possible, and simulating realistic flight operations heavily relies on performance considerations. Now, it's a hoplite super tie. Thank you very much indeed. So I'll show you this, right? This is what it looks like. Here's SimBrief, and we'll go into the dispatch system. Now, when you're in here, I'll show you where you can find the new performance. See this new performance and tools? We'll click on performance and tools. And let's say, for example, now we're going to fly in an aircraft. I don't know. So there's a good few third-party aircraft already have performance calculators built in, right? But if they didn't, let's go with the PMDG 737-800. And let's say, for example, we're going to go out of Dublin, you know, on 28 left, all right? And we say, well, takeoff weight, I don't know, what would be a 15600. Flap setting, we're going to be 5. This is where, after you generate your flight plan, you're going to get all these answers anyway, yeah? The winds, it's reading the current winds and all the jazz. And we can calculate this, right? So when you calculate it, you can see this new option over here on the right hand side, and it's giving you a visual representation. You get the runway heading 278 degrees, which is correct. It's giving you the wind information, direction, and the headwind and crosswind element. This is super cool. It's giving you your latest takeoff rejection distance, your stopping distance. Then you have V1, VR, and V2. Now, there's certain things it can't do, right? It can't calculate your trim settings, for example. It doesn't know what way your aircraft is loaded. Like, it knows the total weight, but it doesn't know how the people are distributed or your cargo is distributed. So there are a couple of small limitations. However, this is really, really good because we can see the takeoff performance, and it's all nicely formatted here, or we can just put it into raw text. How cool is this, right? And you can see, click on the information here. It's going to give you some of the, like, this is where it's at. Do you know how they do it? You know what I mean? So I thought this has been absolutely super. Now we could look at our landing information now as well. So again, we'll put in a Boeing 777-800. And let's say we're going to be landing at Shannon. And we're going to be going for runway, 24. And landing rate, I don't know what we put in here. It would be, JD then, 15000. Would that be right? And let's see what happens. So, flap setting 30, optimize and get it in. Right. So if our landing rate was that in kilograms, in-flight method or dispatch, it'd be in-flight we'd be doing this for. Again, you're getting the idea. Look, you're seeing where, your touchdown distance is going to be. This is pretty cool, right? Like, put it this way. If the aircraft... something like the Phoenix, and I see PS Miranda saying it there. Like, I would say the performance calculations on the Phoenix are very accurate because it's based on that aircraft. Do you know what I mean? But this is, listen, it's going to get you a lot of the way there with other aircraft as well. And this, they have this thing, there's a ton of aircraft they have available. Like, look at the list of all the different aircraft they have this set up for. This is pretty impressive. And this is free. I bought, what was it called? Top Cat, or not Top Cat, what was it one called? PFPX and Top Cat. I have them from like really, really old flight simulators. And like, if I wanted to go into Top Cat, for example, you can see like this is Flight Sim X neck of the woods. This will do the same jazz. This is payware. This was 40 quid, I think, back in the day. So you get the idea. Look, aircraft, now it still works. If anyone ever wanted to see this, Top Cat still works. You can see, takeoff, landing, all the jazz is there. Weather, we can put it in. Who's your provider? Let's go by VATSIM. Give us a METAR for Dublin. And let's see what happens. Search for EIDW. Search. There's Dublin. We double click. We should get the information. How do we find this? So I can download that. Downloading the METAR. I couldn't find it. So there's no ATIS running on VATSIM. But you get the idea, right? This is Top Cat. It's a very old program. This and another program called PFPX, which is basically your perfect flight planner. This is long before we had the magical world of SimBrief, right? This is what you had to do to plan all your flights. Incredible, right? Absolutely incredible. This is the way we used to do things, right? There are no flights scheduled at a flight. And you put in your flight, your call sign, where you're going from. Is it a repetitive flight plan? Is it like a scheduled service? What's your aircraft type? So on and so on and so on. And this thing will actually plan your flight. And it's using the current AirAct data because it's connected to your Navigraph. You see? So if you've never heard of this stuff before, well, it works. It still works. But I think the likes of SimBrief, well, that's going from strength to strength, what Navigraph have done to it. And certainly now, this new performance takeoff calculator or performance calculator, this is a really welcomed addition, lads. Really like this. It's phenomenal. So, yeah, great stuff here from SimBrief, and they're all part of the Navigraph umbrella. It's absolutely incredible stuff to see. And it's only available through the web at the moment. I'd love to see this maybe being an option in your Navigraph charts, right? That'd be really nice if you can have that. But anyway, listen, it's there now. Have a mess around with it and see what it can do. Navigraph need feedback on this. So if you do come across strangeness, right? Well, just report back to them to say, hey, I have found some strangeness, right? But anyway, moving on. ST Simulations, well, they've announced Echo Hotel Bravo Kilo Maastricht Airport. Now, Maastricht, I've been in Maastricht a couple of times. I absolutely love it. It's an adorable city. I've been to the Vriethof. I've been to see Andre Rieu. I shook his hand. He signed me book. And I even bought a violin. That's the sort of an Egypt I am. I don't know where. It's here somewhere, lads. Can't play the thing. Didn't even know how to play it, but I have one. But anyway, Maastricht, this is very important. Maastricht is kind of the home of ATC, I believe. And, well, the airport, EHBK, this was always a favourite airport of mine, flying in and out over an X-plane. But anyway, ST Simulations have announced the upcoming release of their latest project, Maastricht, for Microsoft Flight Sim. Scheduled for a summer release, and the project will be published in collaboration with Aerosoft. Development team has been working on this project full-time since February, using reference photos taken by Roy Van Can with the permission of the Maastricht-Aachen Airport authorities. Pretty cool, right? There's PH Roy. Maastricht Airport serves the Limburg region of the Netherlands, and it is strategically located close to both Maastricht and Aachen in Germany. Established in 1944 by the United States Air Force during the Second World War, it initially functioned as a military airfield before transitioning to civilian use. Maastricht is very interesting. You can be in Maastricht and, you know, drive 8 minutes that way and you're in Germany, drive 8 minutes that way and you're in Belgium. It's class. And the whole region, it's kind of like the Cork of Holland, if you like, or at least that's what the lads told me, because it's quite hilly. There's lots of mountains and stuff there, and the rest of Holland is as flat as a, you know, there's quite a bit going on in and around Maastricht and the whole Limburg region. It's beautiful. But anyway, today it's now a significant cargo hub, handling a diverse array of goods from perishables to automotive parts. The airport has a single 2.7 kilometre runway, which accommodates a wide range of aircraft, facilitating its role in both passenger and cargo operations. So Kilo Bravo Alpha used to live in South Limburg. Nice. Additionally, Maastricht Airport is home to Eurocontrol, the Maastricht Upper Area Control Centre, which manages air traffic control for the upper airspace over Benelux countries and northern Germany. Maastricht is perhaps best known for the Treaty of Maastricht, which was signed in 1992, and it led to the formation of the European Union and the introduction of the euro. ST Simulations are now in the final stages of development of the airport. And, well, they're working on the 3D interior terminal, Eurocontrol Upper Area Control Centre, cargo terminal out in the East Hangar and the Apron, many airport buildings, custom static aircraft, custom hangars, buildings, offices, custom night lighting, day lighting, just lighting, static ground vehicles, taxiways, accurate runway and apron, realistic and highly detailed representation, highly detailed textures, and realistic runway and taxi markings. Pretty cool, right? Speed Note, thank you very much indeed. 38 months, my man. Thank you very, very much indeed. That's awesome. Yeah, Eurocontrol is quite the place. It's awesome. So we can see some of the pictures here. It looks great, doesn't it? So I'm really looking forward to this. Maastricht is a great place to go flying in the sim. Great place to go flying. And it's not too far from Dublin. It's an ideal little spot. You know, stick on a bit of Andre Rieu there in the background and go flying. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So great news for anyone looking forward to some airports in the Netherlands. Now, aviation Designs have released Connington Aerodrome for Microsoft Flight Simulator. A newcomer to the Microsoft Flight Sim community, aviation Designs have released Connington Aerodrome, Echo Golf Sierra Foxtrot, officially known as Peterborough Business Airport. Well, it's a private airport in the Cambridgeshire region of England. The airport began its life as RAF Glatton back in 1942, constructed by the 809th US Army Corps of Engineers. The aircraft housed a fleet of B-17 Flying Fortresses. After the war ended, the airport was handed over to RAF Bomber Command. While much of the original infrastructure no longer stands, the airport still has a 3,238-foot runway and a flight school for those looking to get their private pilot licence. Aviasim Designs' rendition of Connington Aerodrome features an up-to-date layout of the airport with custom satellite imagery, 4K PBR textures, dynamic lights, and more. Overall, this tranquil airfield offers flight simmers the ability to immerse themselves in the English countryside and practice their general aviation skills. You can pick up this airport right now. It's over on Sim Market, priced at just €10. However, the developer noted on their Facebook page that in commemoration with the 80th anniversary of D-Day and the 457 bomb group, the product will be discounted 50% from May 31st until June 10th. This is brilliant. You can pick this up for £5, lads, right? Now, you might say, Murph, it's terribly basic looking. Well, it is. But it's an old RAF base, so you can imagine, right? Simples, but, you know, not bad. So I'd be definitely checking this one out myself, lads. Do you know? So yeah, if you want to buy it, wait till like 2 days and you can get it cheap. Do you know what I mean? Now, over to hardware. Pimax have announced a 2024 global roadshow featuring the new Crystal Light VR headset. I'm mad to get my hands on this when I'm over at Expo, just to see what the crack is all about. But anyway, Pimax, creator of the Crystal and now the Super and Crystal Light, have announced plans for a 2024 roadshow that's going to provide simmers and VR enthusiasts with a hands-on experience of the Crystal Light and the 60G Airlink modules across various key locations, including Germany, the United Kingdom, and the USA, with additional locations to be announced. The roadshow will provide a unique opportunity to interact with the Pimax team, participate in interactive demos, and to gain insights into the future of VR technology. Again, a big shout out to VR Flight Sim Guy. Steve covers all of this and more on his channel, so do be sure to ramble over on YouTube, VR Flight Sim Guy. Excellent stuff. Anyway, they're going to be in Dortmund on the 26th of May. They were in Dortmund on the 26th of May. They're going to be at Oberhausen on the 27th, Nijmegen in the Netherlands on the 31st, and so on and so on. London, they're going to be there June the 5th, Miami, June the 8th, Washington, New York, and Las Vegas. And Las Vegas is going to be on during Flight Sim Expo. So let's see what happens. So the high-end PC VR, is it for everyone?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus is right. We covered this a couple of weeks back on the pricing, and the price point, very affordable at just under $700, a substantial reduction of the original $1,500. But look, there's going to be options here. You have the Crystal Light or the Pimax Crystal. They're pretty much able to do the same amount of work, right? Pretty much, give it or take. So one has eye tracking, one doesn't. If eye tracking is important to you, well, you might have to look at the Crystal. If eye tracking inside the VR experience isn't important, well, then the Crystal Light will be your bag, right? I don't think you'd need eye tracking in VR. You just move your whole head. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, exciting news for sure for VR enthusiasts. Now, City Update 7, the European Cities 2, now available for Microsoft Flight Simulator. We saw this released just the other day. And, well, we have a number of new cities. Now, I have seen a couple of mad-looking pictures. People showing me, what's the gadget doing? Do you know what I mean? And some of the pictures look amazing. Some of them look, what have they done? Do you know what I mean? So I'll have a look at this now. Sorry, but 700 is not affordable for most people. Oh, I'm not saying it is. What I'm saying, sorry, is like €700 for a brand new VR headset from Pimax versus the last time they had a brand new VR headset from Pimax. That's where there's a cost benefit, if you like. Like, they've gone from $1,600 to friggin' $700. You know what I mean? It's good so far as, well, the technology is getting cheaper. Doesn't make it affordable. You know what I mean? Like, it's still $700. What? For like a headset. It's not cheap. But VR, the direction that VR is going, Jesus, the VR headset that I have, that was wild expensive back in the day. They're worth, I won't say they're worth nothing now, but like they have savage, what's the word I'm looking for? Depreciation. They depreciate very fast. Very fast. Like anything in technology though, anything tech, you'll buy it at this price, a couple of weeks later, woof. It's just the way it is, But anyway, yes, city updates. This is pretty cool, right? So introducing some major upgrades over the continent's most stunning cities. So there is a video here. We're going to have a quick look at it. But to give you a quick rundown, we have Porto, Madrid, Barcelona, Stockholm. We have Nice, Monte Carlo. And we're going to have a look at the video because the video says many things. It looks incredible. So again, we're checking this out on the stream here tonight as well. I'm actually down at... where am I? I'm down in, what's that place? We're down in Barcelona, so we'll be checking out Barcelona in the flesh. So we'll do one of these and press some buttons and, see how this all kind of transpires. Are we ready? Music is off and we'll do one of these. So it's a nice little trailer. It looks the job, right? So the sky is calling. So the brand new city update has now been released for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it focuses on the European cities. Very good, we say very good. It's a free download if you want to grab it. And well, we can see Barcelona in Spain, including Madrid. We've Nice in France. We have Monte Carlo in Monaco, south of France. Porto in Portugal, and Stockholm in Sweden. Now, one thing I will say, if you look at that trailer and if you look at Stockholm, and again, we'll spend a bit of time going through this over the coming weeks, flying in the regions. But I thought it was kind of mad looking. Stockholm didn't actually look that terribly good. From here, it looks great. I mean, that's a great shot, right? However, you get to around here and you're seeing all sorts of weirdness. Like, weirdness. It's great at a high altitude, but even this altitude, I don't think it's doing it very good. You know what I mean? Especially if you're in 4K. I mean, you can really see some of the issues. You know, look at the water masking there. It's not as tight. There's boats. There's supposed to be boats, but they're not really great. And the buildings, well, it's all a little bit kind of melted candle wax. But, you know, your mileage may vary, of course. And yeah, look, it's available now. We're going to be checking out Barcelona tonight. I have a couple of flights next week planned to go out this neck of the woods and explore more of them. And yeah, it's some are going to be better than others for sure. You know what I mean? Melted, yeah. But yeah, it's interesting. So moving on, SayIntentions. Well, they've released Uncle Harley, an AI passenger that'll help you with your ATC. Wait, what? So, an exciting announcement during the week. SayIntentions have introduced a cool new feature designed to ease simmers into the experience of handling ATC, while also adding a helpful mentor personally in the cockpit. It's Uncle Harley. Uncle Harley sits in the co-pilot seat next to you, acting as a knowledgeable mentor rather than a traditional flight instructor. The AI persona is modelled after a seasoned Vietnam War veteran who later flew commercial planes, bringing a wealth of aviation experience and wisdom to the cockpit. Uncle Harley can respond to a variety of in-flight questions, offering guidance on everything from flight procedures to interpreting instrument readings. He can answer your doubts about communicating with ATC, and since he's also aware of your instruments, he can provide helpful advice on what's going on in the aircraft. Some of the key features. And we do have some voices here. We'll listen. Interactive communication. You can interact with them. Real time, provided advice based on the current flight. For instance, you can explain how to request a VFR flight following, interpret ATC instructions, and even guide you through the various flight maneuvers. He's aware of all the instruments. The ability to monitor the aircraft instruments. You can ask, for example, is the oil pressure okay? And he'll check the parameter and provide you with some helpful feedback. Real-time ATC interaction. Well, Uncle Harley is aware of the ongoing communications with ATC, which allows him to offer clarifications and assistance if you're unsure about specific instructions. This feature is particularly beneficial for simmers looking to improve on their ATC communication skills.
So to that end, and for our Thursday,
we should have a listen here.
Meet Uncle Harley.
Uncle Harley, right? Look at him. He's mad looking.
That's really funny. A passenger seat.
Do we get to hear him?
Now he's an example.
I know.
To get VFR flight following before takeoff, contact ground control and request it. For example, Van Nuys ground, Skyhawk 123 Alpha Zulu. Request VFR flight following to Santa Barbara at 500 feet. They'll give you a squawk code and hand you off to departure.
That's really kind of cool, right? I mean, this is kind of the direction that AI is bringing us. This is really cool. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So it's a feature being added to SayIntentions. And I gotta say, SayIntentions have been quite busy now. I mean, look, they're already after getting work with Navigraph. They also got work done now on X-Plane, and now they've added in this as well. Some very exciting features coming into the world of SayIntentions. And, you know, I think they also hinted on potential cost savings as well when it comes to their subscription-based model. So we'll be keeping an eye on SayIntentions, but the guys seem to be very active trying to push out the best possible product that they can. So yeah, it's pretty cool, right? Now, SimXor, from the creator of FS Realistic, well, they've launched to change the game for VR simmers. It's kind of blown away by this. RK Apps, the developer behind the widely popular FS Realistic, has released a very cool and intriguing new tool designed specifically for VR users. Named SimXor, it's a new add-on that allows VR users to mask out sections of their virtual screen, effectively creating custom-shaped mixed reality windows. Now you might be saying, Murph, what are you talking about? Well, read on. It enables the creation of up to 5 of these mixed reality windows simultaneously, allowing users to view and interact with their physical flight controls and instruments while staying immersed in the VR environment. Meaning, if you have your flight controls right in front of you and a whole load of buttons, like the WinWing gadget for the Airbus, and you want to be able to look down and actually press the button, right? Well, now you can, because look at this. There's some pictures here. I'll zoom in. And again, VR FlightSim guy has a video out on this. But look, now it kind of looks weird and janky, but this is a great idea. If you have a tablet beside you, here's a picture here of a tablet beside him. That's the actual tablet, and you can see his hand. If you have your control yokes or your flight controls right in front of you, again, you can just cut that little area out of the VR experience and interact with your own flight controls. This is the start of it, lads. This is where the whole thing is going to become very good. Do you know what I mean? Same with over here. You know, if you have an overhead and it's directly over you, well, you can actually look up, and instead of seeing the simulated overhead, you're looking at your overhead. This is pretty cool, right? Capability is particularly interesting for simmers with complex hardware setups. It's absolutely mad looking what they're able to do, right? So we'll show you here. Look, there is a video. So you get the idea, right? There were the pictures I was showing you earlier on. But if they wanted to carve out a little space, does it show it here? So this is showing you that this is the space they want to cut out of their flight sim VR environment, right? And all they need to do, well, the camera's in front of your VR headset, well, that's going to pick up this area for you. And like, you can totally mess around and move the shapes to suit. I think it's a great idea. So you won't be falling around. Yeah, that's the idea. Like, you won't be saying, where's the controls? Where's me this? Where's me that? It's a great idea, right? Anyway, it's available now over on the RK Apps website. It's priced at just €9.99 or $9.99. I think this is a great idea. And I think for a lot of VR pilots, you know, for a long time, VR pilots were saying, you know, can we have like things to interact inside the cockpit? I want to see this screen, or I want to, you know what I mean? This gets around that, because you'll actually have a little box inside your VR environment, which is just going to be, it could be a computer monitor, it could be your flight controls, it could be your phone, it could be your cup of tea beside you, it could be anything. You get the idea. And well, now it's available right now. So if you're a VR pilot, maybe this is definitely something to look up on, right? Cold Nebo knocked over his cup of tea. Now over to Heli Simmer, and a big shout out to Sergio Costa. And he brings us news here of Rigid Rotor Designs updates us on the BK117 and also the BO105 projects for Microsoft Flight Simulator. The developer has been making progress on both models, and well, they've caught up Sergio on what they're actually working on. So Benedict, the developer, updated us and let us know what he was working on under the banner of Rigid Rotor Designs, and that the BO105 helicopter, have you ever seen this before? Most recently, Red Bull, I think, fly these things, which is nuts, right? Go back there, Murph. Here we go. The first Rigid Rotor Designs tells us that the fuselage of the BK117 was improved using 3D scans as a reference, which is nice. The tail rotor of the BK117 is also being done. That's the 117 there. So we can see all the modelling is starting to come into insane levels of detail. Look at this photo here, for example. Like, this is really good. Look at the detail here on the tail rotor. That's done really, really well. So these are very exciting projects. Again, heli pilots rejoice, because there's a lot of really good helicopters on the way now in the sim. Yeah, the sound of that 105 is gorgeous. It's like a bumblebee, right? But yeah, one came over to Baldonnel years ago, and I sat in it, and it's somewhere between an Alouette and a Gazelle. That's probably the best way to put it. And they used a lot of them for kind of air ambulance and all that sort of stuff, you know. Saw a red BK117 many times in your childhood. Yeah, pretty cool. Like, the BO105, that thing can go inverted. Not for terribly long, but they can actually barrel roll the thing. It's nuts, right? So yeah, very exciting news here. I don't have any release dates yet, but we know that the developer is hard at work making the stuff happening. And animation's not fully added yet. And another area that they could use some help with is the engine and fuel setup. So if anyone can lend a hand, well, do be sure to join the RRD's Discord server and let Benedict know. You can also join the server to keep in touch and up to date with the latest updates. So that's pretty cool, right? And we do have a little video here as well showing the flight model demonstration of the 105. I love looking at this stuff. I think it's cool. Let's have a look here now, right? These are sounds. No, there's a bit of music, but just have a look at that. Isn't that cool? Like, that's all this. That's how the sim does this thing. showing you all the different forces and air, and isn't it mad looking? Irish Lights used to operate one too. Oh, did they? Brilliant. Isn't it mad the way, like, that's how they're telling the sim, hey, this is what you need to do. Isn't it mad? Like, we don't see any of that. We don't appreciate that. We just say, yeah, we're flying. Isn't it mad? So, yeah, great stuff. Great to see this sort of stuff when they develop aircraft. It's mad, right? It has the rotor, or the multiplayer no-spin rotor. Yeah. But they haven't done any of the animations yet, but you get the idea. It's pretty cool. Now, Polychop have released a trailer teaser for their upcoming Kiowa, the OH-58 Delta over in the world of DCS. We have a video we can watch, and DCS videos, lads, they need no introduction. So we're going to watch another little video. This is an upcoming helicopter coming out in the world of DCS. Are we ready now? Are you sitting down for this one? Right, we'll do one of these, followed with one of, I don't know, one of these maybe? Yes, that works. Now, we kind of need to watch that again because that's how good it is. Would you look at the state of it? Isn't it mad looking? Jesus, some of the trailers over in DCS, they are absolutely off the hook. But anyway, so this one, 2 weeks, well, that's how the trailer ends, and perhaps Polychop are going to hold on to that promise. The new trailer is out. They seem to be confident that the module will be released soon, perhaps, like they say, in 2 weeks. Isn't it mad looking? So exciting news as well for heli pilots over on DCS. So that's a beautiful looking machine, isn't it? It's gorgeous, gorgeous. I love the 2 weeks joke. Is it a joke? They should have just put in hashtag soon or something. Anyway, moving on. So VATSIM events coming up over the next couple of days. Tomorrow night we're going to be flying on VATSIM ourselves. We're going from Dublin to Brussels. We'll see how long it takes. We might be able to do the return leg as well. Let's ramble into Saturday and we can have a look at this over here. We have some safari nights, right? But we also have the Abbotsford Virtual Air Show fly in and out. This is kind of cool. So fly into the 2024 Abbotsford Virtual Air Show between 17:30 and 18:30 Zulu, and then get comfy as the Vancouver FIR hosts the largest air show on the VATSIM network. IF4 and VF4 are all welcome. Please note that the airfield will be closed to regular traffic at 18:30 Zulu for the air show, so plan to arrive no later than 18:15 to accommodate for any delays. Then, following the air show, the Vancouver FIR will be providing staffing to performers and spectators alike who are looking to depart out of the various airports. VF4 traffic, please take a moment to review the VF4 arrival routes and procedures. This is pretty cool, right? Oh, this is brilliant. It's like a miniature Oshkosh kind of thing. So that's coming up on Saturday between 6 and 11. And you can see it in Zulu time there as well, 17:30 and 18:30 Zulu. So something kind of cool to check it out. And again, you can jump onto VATSIM in observer mode and just hang around. They can't see you. They can hear you, so don't press the button. But you can certainly, in observer mode, just sit there. They can't see it. Your aircraft won't appear if you're in observer mode, and you can listen in and see what's going on. Promises to be a fairly decent show. Now, almost there, lads. Our stats console has been updated, and we can see here now for FireFly Air all the experience points that you guys are generating. And, well, I have to say, it's getting quite competitive up here on the top. In Viper's Premiership, we have Sean Dale, Paparazzi, MDA 009, Viper Strike, and Restoring 226, all starting to close in on each other. The Dirty Dozen, we have Quasar Core, Toto, Dakey, Filthy, and Reckless Ray. Over in League 2, the Field of Dreams, we have Sterling Moss, Haria, Tiger Shark, Cy Murray, and Andy Brown. Where are we at over here? The Motley Crew, League 3, is coming along very nicely. We have Obslinks, we have Big Boss, we have Francis, Fierce Wolf, and Alison Johnson. And League 4, The Road to Glory, with Assidious, Blanche, Large Alive, Druid Zeus, and Bobby Allen, right? and a wild Murph trying to catch up on everyone else. So it's great to see all of this. We also got an update as well, thanks to FS Hub, for some VATSIM stuff. So tracking our flights on VATSIM, there's a way now we can actually make sure in your pilot profile, if you're on VATSIM, put in your VATSIM CID. And if you want to look back to see, well, what were the flights done using FireFly Air, where they VATSIM flights, you can select the box on VATSIM flights and it'll show you the various flight reports. Here's one that Cy Murray did, for instance, flying East Midlands over to Dublin. So you can see that the flag, it was a company route and it was on VATSIM as well. So you can now do your flights on VATSIM with our virtual airline. The virtual airline, of course, is called FireFly Air. If you're interested in it, head on over to twotonemurphy.com. You'll see FireFly Air, and we have a full wiki on everything, how to get yourself set up. It's available to PC pilots and Xbox pilots, and it doesn't matter what sim you're in either. Xbox, it doesn't matter. It'll track all your flights, and it's powered by FS Hub. It's brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. So that concludes the news. Now it's time to check out some stuff. So here we are with the mad Skyvan, right? The Skyvan. And as I said, this thing built in Belfast, about 150 or so units were produced. And well, friends, why isn't this working now? There we go. There was a bit of a stutter, but we're all right. So I suppose let's go in and just have a bit of a gawk at this to see what it's all about, right? So if we ramble up here, was the engines first and foremost is the engines. Now you can see that they're using the Hartzell 3-bladed prop, but the engines are not what you think. They're not your usual kind of PT6s. Let me see, short SC7. They have a funny name on these engines. So they're powered by, I think this is the latest version, they are powered by the Garrett Air Research TP331 turboprop engines. Let me see, 533 kilowatts or 715 horsepower each. Big strong engines, right? Very, very strong. So the engines seem small, but they are very powerful. So again, it's an ini-build aircraft, so we want to be looking at details here, texture work, how the model sits, and reflections and all this jazz. And I gotta say, I mean, looking at this thing, it's highly detailed. Highly detailed. I have found a gap though. I'm thinking that gap shouldn't be there. You see, lads, this is why you should give things to Murphy, because I'll find that I look in places no one else does. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so here we have, underneath the main wing, where the engine is all located.
Oh, Jesus.
Right, do you know what I mean? And there's a nice bit of detail here. Like, we got the rivets, we have the, look at this where the flaps are even. Look at the detail here, look. This is very, very good. Class, right? And there's nice wear and tear along the side of the aircraft as well. And overall, I think it looks really, really nice. I love the bubble glass back here. And they seem to have done this well because it doesn't flicker. The amount of third-party aircraft, when they put in weird canopies or glass, they flicker all the time. The textures just freak out. Well, Anybuilds have done a great job here because that's solid, right? Done very, very well. Moving towards then the tail section with its tail assembly with the two massive rudders here. Look at the size of them. They're friggin' huge. And we can see the trim tabs here at the back. We can see where the rudders actually move. And again, you have some very high resolution decals put on the aircraft as well. It's pretty mad, right? And as I said, this thing ain't going to win. It's not going to win any awards for the prettiest aircraft, but from what I can see so far, visually, this thing is very well detailed. Very, very well. Including the interior. I think they've done a great job here. Visually, the aircraft looks highly detailed. So much so, like, even look at the textures inside. Like, look at the detailing here, look. Is that coming up well on the stream? You'll definitely see this on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, you might struggle a little bit, but there's a lot of detail here. The bubble glass is handy if you want to moon someone, right? So yeah, it comes with a ton of different liveries. It comes with different variants as well. You have a passenger variant, you have a skydiver variant, a military variant, then you also have a surveying variant as well. So there's 4 different aircraft you get with this. They're all pretty much the same, but they do have some visual differences. So my plan here is start up the aircraft, let's have a listen to it and get airborne and fly out over Barcelona. That is the plan, right? So wish me luck. I've never flown this before, so we're going to find out. Are we ready? Yes. So here we are in the flight deck and it's mad looking. There's no logic here from what I can see. So what do we have? Bit of cockpit familiarization. Well, over here, that's the bleed air systems. Ventilation, it looks like as well. It's not a pressurized aircraft, so we don't need to worry too much. Electrical indicator here, the amps, fair enough. Anti-icing is over here. That makes total sense. We have hydraulics in here beside our fuel pump. Okay. This tablet thingy, we probably need a bit of power in the aircraft. The flight controls are highly detailed. Look at this, lads. Really nice texturing in here. In terms of our avionics, I think we have a choice of modern avionics, which would be this, or indeed we can change it to no avionics if we want as well, which is pretty cool, right? May seem a silly question. If we fly on VATSIM, can we use the FireFly livery and do we use our own numbers, or are they assigned to us? So Toto, anyone who has completed our VATSIM course, I sent everyone out a little cert to say, well, officially they have their own FireFly call signs. But look at lads, at the end of the day, you know, it's a new virtual airline and we are new to VATSIM. So ideally, you know, we want people flying using the airline call sign that they're very comfortable doing what they're doing. Do you know what I mean? And it was kind of just a way to kind of say thanks to the guys who took part. However, if you are interested in doing it, we'll get another group of folks together and we'll do another check ride. That's probably the best way to do it. We'll just plan a flight some night on VATSIM. We'll all go flying together, and if everything goes well and everyone's comfortable, well, sure, you'll get the same. Do you know what I mean? It's probably the most fairest way of doing it, you know? But I am open to suggestions now, lads, you know? But in terms of flying for the virtual airline, as it is, belt away, you know, belt away. If we're on VATSIM, I think, I don't know, it's just an idea I have. Because we have issued the call, oh, what, they're kicking me rudder. We have issued call signs to the guys who completed the course. We've like 25 pilots or so. So there's certain call signs already issued. So if you're interested, just drop me a DM. We can get you a call sign and, you know, we'll work towards something. So looking down here, we have our engine controls. We do have an autopilot system. Heading, capture, that's probably localizer. Track, GS, glide slope, and altitude. Okay. What else do we have over here? Our engine instruments, annunciator panel, turbine temperature. We do have a 6-pack. We've doors. We've an overhead panel with the Jesus. They're inverters, electrical. That's electrical. Starter power, engine start switches, exterior lights, internal lights. What's this do now? Nothing here. Oh, that works. Discharging or not. Normal power supply. So a lot of stuff here in off doesn't work. That's unfortunate. We do then have, what's this now? These are our fuel shut off. Okay, so we'll turn these on. Right. Feather, no. Port fuel, leave all them alone. Grand. Looking back into the interior, again, it is highly detailed. And depending on the type of aircraft that you're flying, well, that's where you can kind of change it from passenger to parachuting and all that sort of jazz, right? We have a little clipboard and sunglasses here for the crack as well. Right, so we want to put some electricity in. So let me see. Jen's main battery. Electrical master switch. Internal power on or off. Flight is on the top. Okay. It's similar to the Shorts 360. Kinda. Okay, so here's a bit of sound coming in. Nice. Here's a little tablet. So let me see. Door control. So close all the doors. Nice sounds. Options. Glass cockpit, no or yes. Ooh. That's a GPS. We have a little moving map and then we have home. We have a checklist in here as well. Oh, look at that. Nice. And a little METAR search as well. All right. Right, what do we need to do now? So to start the aircraft up, lights, I suppose. We'll get the nav lights. Seat belts. Beacon. Survey power. Oh, that's for jumping out. Never mind that. So annunciator panel, let's have a look at you. That's looking good. Now we have throttle and we have prop. Closed, start, cruise, takeoff and landing. Okay, we'll put these in the start position. Fly idle. Ground. Reverse. Okay, so she has a reverse. Don't know what that does. What's this now? That's me flaps, I'd say. That's flaps, nice. Okay, and okay. Right, let's see what's going to happen here. So we have fuel pump. No sounds. Okay. It might need additional electricity. Inverters. Okay. Let me see. Generators. Don't need the generators yet. What's this now? Starboard generator on. Port generator. That one's red for some reason. Let's worry about that in a moment. Internal start power or cold start. Leave that alone. Engine start. Fuel regulators. Engine start normal. Or ground start. We're in a ground start. What's this now? Ignition and fuel. Ignition on, I suppose. Lights are all looking good. Can't do anything up there. So I don't know. We go to the right. So it'll be engine start. And then we have this fuel regulator. I think I know what to do. I hope I know what to do. Here's the sound. There's spinach. Here's the movement of RPM. Here's the movement of fuel. Activate the regulator. And we have TOT rising. Right, that's how we do an engine start. Sweet. Let's see what happens. We're getting there, lads. I think the Osprey guys use the chat channel to request call signs. Ah, okay, sweet, Mark. Okay, I'm after hearing the starter disengage. That's a good sign. So we'll go to run. Generator on. Amps are coming alive. And what else do we need to do? Well, we're in start, so leave that alone. Flight idle, that's looking good. So we'll go for a start on the left now, I suppose, will we? So, left side. Good sounds. Spinach. Nice animations. Fuel is now moving. Put on the old regulator. TOT is rising. Sounds aren't bad at all. Okay, left generator on. Hydraulic pump on. Pump is running. Okay, now what else do we have? We have external supply and ground start. Okay, so we're now on flight mode. Ground start. Nothing now on our annunciator panel. Little weather radar. I think we're good. I think we're good. Landing lights or taxi lights. Interesting sound, isn't it? Okay, our volts are doing the thing. Let's see, can we do some sort of change to the electrical system? So, left generator turned off. The right gen didn't pick it up, though. Usually you'd see the opposite one pick it up a little bit. But hey, look, we're okay. Right, let's do a now sound test on this, will we? Mind your ears now. Oh, I never turned off the left starter. Good man, airlock. Jesus. Into run. Now we're talking. The sounds aren't bad on this at all, are they? Okay, so what do we want to do next, lads? We want to go... we'll just put on landing lights. Now, do we have any sort of night lighting? I didn't see any switches or dials. Let me see here now. Anti-ice. Heater can come on. Airframe light. That doesn't work, but the pump works for the airframe. Okay. Heaters. Propeller de-ice. That works. What's this now? Windshield wiper. Ah, go way out of town, look. Okay. Over here then, we have engine air bleeds. Okay. There's our rudder control on the ground. There's our park and brake. Is there any light? Oh, we've an autopilot as well. Is there any lighting? Internal lighting, no? There's a lot of stuff going on, isn't there? Now let's see what the nighttime lighting looks like. Yeah, it's quite dim. How do we get the lighting up here? Oh, it's very faint. So I reckon there's a switch for that somewhere. Let's see here now. There's got to be a switch somewhere here for some lighting. There we go. Here's the lights here, look. So panel lighting. Is the one over the far side? No. Okay, let's check out the night lighting now. Yeah, it's a bit better, isn't it? Hey, that's not too bad. I mean, look at this, basic, right? There's no strobe lights from what I can see. Well, that's not bad. It's enough, do you know what I mean? Like, you can see what's happening. Right, bring up time of day. And we'll hit our taxi mode. So put it into taxi. Cabin heat is off the chart. Right, it's not liking that. So look, we're getting a warning here to say that the cabin is too hot. So do we have something down here? Cold air on. Let's see if that like puts itself out here in a moment. Can we open any windows? Are there any windows? Oh look, there's a little light there. That's nice. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. What's that do? Flying controls. Oh, we got a flight control lock. Does it work? Not that I can see. Right, let's taxi on out and let's see what happens. For the immersion. Mr. Tommy, good to see you. Not your flaps. Isn't it mad looking? Open the cargo door. Yeah, once we get airborne, we'll open up the L door and we see what happens, right? Where in the name of Jesus am I? I'm over here somewhere. Is that a taxiway or a runway? It looks like a taxiway. This is Barcelona El Prat Airport. What are the avionics? The avionics are either the 530s or nothing. Jeez, the speed of us on the ground. Go handy. Let me see. Ground. Open the main door. The back door is open. Got ourselves lined up here. And sit tight. Nice window view. There's the back door open. Any messing now, lads, and it's out the gap. Right, okay, we'll close that. 530s or nothing. Yeah, nothing else there at the minute. Captain Beanie, good to see you. Cowboy, welcome in, lads. Right, let's see what happens. Can you bring me some candy back from Ireland? Can you bring me some candy from Ireland? Mr. Tommy, are you going to Vegas? If it's chocolate, forget it. It'll be melted and it'll make a mess in me bag. What would you like? Drop me a DM. There's a good chance I'll eat it if it's nice. Right, let's get to flying here, shall we? So, prop up. Wait for the green. There we go. Okay, brakes off, power coming in. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. There's 60. There's 80. Oopsie daisy. Whoa, this thing is a freaking rocket ship. Look at this. Still climbing and increasing speed. Look at the angle of attack on this thing. Not a bother to it. Very good. Flaps in. Bit of trim. The trim responds well. That's a good complaint so far.
Oh, Jesus.
Right turn. We're over Barcelona, so we want to be checking out some of this new photogrammetry. Sounds are mad. Isn't it mad looking? It's a mad looking machine. Yeah, we can head to the church that they're still building. Let's have a look here now. If I change the time of day, because I want the out scenery to pop a bit. There we go. Jesus, look at the detail over Barcelona. Look at the state of it. Barcelona, right? Barcelona. Right, let's ramble it. Jesus, the detail here is insane looking. Good FPS as well. Easy. Speed 120 knots. You ain't gonna win any awards on this thing for speed, I can tell you. Wow. That photogrammetry is pretty good from this height. Is it very bright or something? Let's do a trick. Easy now, easy now. The city is huge. It's called Sunshine. It does a falling leaf of full back on the stick at low speed. Really? Let's check it out. So, let's go power back. And stick back. Oh! So you can stall anyway. Easy. It's kind of decent. I have to say, look at the scenery though. This is really nice, isn't it? Didn't Barcelona already have photogrammetry? I think it did, Muse. But like, this is like, there's a lot more now, you know what I mean? Only at IKEA. There's IKEA. They should be paying Microsoft. I'm just saying, free advertising. Jesus, even at this altitude, that's quite nice, lads, isn't it? Car 85 lived in Barcelona for a year. Nice. What's the stadium? The new camp or something, is it? Is that it over there? This is really nice. How does it slip at the massive body? Jesus, a little bit much to be honest. A little bit too much, I'd say. Not the new camp, is it? Are they rebuilding it? It's getting knocked down in real life. Look at it. That's getting torn out of it, look. I once got lost at this airport and missed my flight. Oh, really? Jesus. Photogrammetry is good here. It's very good here. Oh, yes. That's pretty. That's very pretty, isn't it? It's decent at night time as well, isn't it? Hang on there. Bring it back to daytime. Shh. Right, what are we looking for? We're looking for the church that they're still building. Jesus, lads, look at the detail in here. It's phenomenal. Where's the big, massive church? I've been twice in New Camp. That's mad. There it is. Dive. We'll dive down here. Look at the detailing. Jesus, this is class looking. It's like everything. Photogrammetry, you get close enough to the ground and it's going to look a little bit weird. This is impressive, I gotta say. Can we go reverse in the air? You can engage the reverses in the air. That's interesting. There's that other little... That's the Bull Stadium or something, isn't it? Pretty nice, pretty nice. There's the mad church cathedral thing that they're still building. That's mad looking. What do you think of Barcelona? Now there is a weird looking spike out there. Let's go and investigate. Guys, look at the trees and all. Like they're done. It's very good. I mean, there's loads to see. It'll be completed in 2026. It started sometime in the mid-19th century. That's mad. It's actually a spaceship. Men in Black are monitoring it. Okay, so there was a bit of a spike out here, but it's now disappeared, so it's probably just a photogrammetry. There's an arc. Or an arch. Ah, lads, this is nice, isn't it? And like the good news here, lads, it's free, right? It's a free update. And for the most part, the buildings have really good detail. Even at low altitude. Jesus, they even have stuff on the beach, look. That's mad. Yeah, I'm liking this. There's a bridge into the harbour by the massive cruise liner. There's a ship that got covered in Marshmallow Man. Uh-oh. Now, can we go under a photogrammetry bridge? This would be interesting. Yep. Jesus, that old cruise liner's seen better days, I can tell you. Right? By and large though, lads, this is very nice. Like from the right altitude, very good. Zythi, I was about to say that, Wait, is it that? Jeez, look at all that over there, look. This is really, really nice. I head back to the airport. We'll have to do a group flight out here, lads. We can all enjoy it. But so far for a city update, Barcelona, really nice. This is really good. Really shows you the capabilities of what's there, you know what I mean? It's a cemetery, is it? Okay. Right, in terms of landing then, how are we going to approach this one? Start bringing the power back. Jeez, look how quick the power comes. Look at the speed. That doesn't seem right, does it? If I go to idle. It's like deploying a friggin' speed brake, look. Interesting. An interesting machine for sure. The difference between this and Stockholm is quite staggering. I heard, yeah, Energizer, it was you that put up the picture of Stockholm, wasn't it? Have you seen how draggy the airframe is? It's like beyond drag. You bring the throttle to idle and it's like you put it into reverse. It's just like the speed falls off completely. Probably not the most fuel efficient machine, you know what I mean? Keep dropping the flaps anyway. Watch your speed now, Murph. Alright, flaps full. Alrighty then. Over the VOR. And we'll go in for a gentle touchdown. This is a huge airport. It clears up after loading the model a few times. Sweet. Any Skodas in the car park? I don't think so. Alright, let's see how we go here for a landing. Jesus. Power's on idle. There's a touch, 109. Reversers. I haven't even touched the brakes. Haven't even touched the brakes. So the reverse does it itself, look. That's pretty cool. In Spain it would be Seats, yeah. They'd have Skodas as well, I'm sure. Right, out of beta. Bit of a weird animation with the props when they go from beta to normal. Well lads, there we have it. We have the short SC.7 Skyvan, and we've just checked out Barcelona. What do we think? Reverse takeoff. What do we think, lads? I think it's not bad. That's the props going to idle. And then, how does one kill the fuel? Hey, Big Harlow, good to see you. Just because of the lipstick on a pig, I'm getting it. It's not bad. It's not bad. $9.99 if you have the premium deluxe and you have this new city update as well. And none of this, lads. Hey, Aaron, good to see you. I think that prop was trying to shut down. The animation is weird, though. You've probably not loaded the POIs of the city. I'm probably not displaying them. Right, moving on. That was interesting. Two fairly good things. So next up, lads, are going to be checking out FlightSim Studios' E-Jet Freighter. Yes, that's right, friends. And well, where do we do this one now? Let's have a look. We'll go down to Nice, will we? Give it a second to load in now. Hopefully everything works terribly well. Right. So let's go in here now. So my world map. And we want to go for the, what's it, 170 freighter?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, Jesus. No, is it a 175 freighter? No, is it a 195? No, there it is. Freighter. And some of the freighters that we have, oh, these are nice. Look at the livery. I haven't seen any of these. We have FedEx. Yes. Let's go with FedEx. TNT. They're dynamite. Let's go with TNT. And sure, we'll ramble over here to Nice, out in the Côte d'Azur. And we'll start off, I don't know, where would there be cargo at Nice? Down here, I suppose. And well, let's see what this machine will do, right? There was an Irish airline I just saw. Was there? Was there? It looks good except for the melted ship at the harbour. Yeah. Well, you're going to get that with photogrammetry, you know what I mean? You're always going to get that kind of like melted candle wax kind of Jesus. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's holy water time. It's time for some holy. The iced tea stuff. Muse, have you tried the iced tea ones? They're not bad. Oh, that's definitely fruity. Was really expecting something stunning for Barcelona. You're not too impressed, no? Richie Ricardo? For photogrammetry, I think it's quite good. Now, I don't think I even loaded in with this aircraft yet, so this might take a few minutes, but bear with us, right? And as I said, what we're going to be doing after this section, we're going to be jumping over to X-Plane and having a look at the upcoming Boeing 777 version 2. You may have already seen the thing being streamed. Conti has been flying it the last few days. I think Jamie showed it off earlier on today as well. Pretty cool, right? Not a fan of the iced tea. I'm liking the other ones though. Just got the starter pack. Right? Yeah, the iced tea ones, I don't know, I'm kind of liking them. They're unusual flavours, do you know what I mean? Don't break now, Sim. Come on. We want you to be grand and not act the Egypt. But I think, isn't it the case some of the complex aircraft, they take a few extra minutes to load? Or at least that's what they tell us. You know? Let's see what happens here. Ah, huzzah, it worked. Brilliant. Nice Côte d'Azur. Nice. This is just, this is all default, by the way. Early access. Thank you for supporting early access. Please remember, this is not the final product. Please follow the procedure guide carefully. Very good. Thank you. Okay. So, do I have some views? No. So we need to set up a view. So here's my home view. Here's the right view. Lads, I have not touched this aircraft, so you'll have to just bear with me for a moment. Hanging out. Here's my overhead. Oh, look. Jeez, it has a heads-up display. Nice. Let's see here now as well. Thank you for supporting us on this early access. Nice. We'll do one of them. And we'll do one of these. Yes. And we'll do the obligatory looking out the front camera. GoPro style stuff. All right. So what do we have here now in terms of the tablet? So GPU or jetway? No. Safety pins, cones, engine covers, wheel chocks. Nice. GPU. Oh, we have audio. Nice. And I think we can open the doors. Look, yeah, you can. Click on the door. Oh, there's good sounds. Nice. Brightness, G-force, show co-pilot. Fly the aircraft from the right seat. That's nice. Flight details, ground, or charts. Okay, let's go exploring, shall we? The sounds are really good, aren't they? There's a floating cone. Kind of liking that, lads. We'll take it off live weather because it's incredibly windy. Yeah, that'll calm it all down. And we'll change the time of day so we actually get a bit of a decent kind of a... What do I mean? So here we are in... Oh, Jesus. Here we are in the freighter version. And, well, like everything else, let's go exploring it, shall we? So we have a number of covers already on the aircraft. Chocks are in place. Ground power unit, which has audio.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus. Which is nice. So, visually, I'd say we're going to be laughing here. Some very nice details in this, isn't there? I'm getting weird. She's doing weird stutter things. You seen that? It's interesting. Looking at the main gear. That's pretty. Jeez, look at the detail in there. That's savage, isn't it? We have details in here, look. Embraer. TNT. What do you think? It's nice, isn't it? Hey, Briggsy, good to see you, man. You're very welcome aboard. I think the detailing on the aircraft is done really well. Like the exterior model is, this is grand. I'm getting stutters though, that's never good. Sim update 15. Yes, we'll give you stutters, even if you never had them. There's great detailing on the engines, isn't there? Gosh. Okay, so she looks the part, right? I'm loving all the decals and all the detail here. All the springs, the cables. It looks pretty nice. What do we think? It's a pretty little plane, isn't it? There's savage detail in here, look. That's really nice. Austrian flag with a US reg. Well, I put in the reg. That's my reg. That's probably why. You know what I mean? The interior is done nicely here as well. Nice detailing on the main cargo door. Nice detailing in the aircraft. And we have some cargo pods here as well. Nice. Jesus, where are we going? Speed up the old camera here now. There we go. Yeah, it's done quite well. I'm liking this, lads. I'm liking this. Right, okay, let's go back into the flight deck and start figuring some stuff out, shall we? So, welcome to the flight deck. And I will set up another camera back here, just behind the seat. And something like that. Okay, so we can probably get these doors closed now. So we'll say doors closed. Nice. Flight details, so we can load this in from SimBrief. This is pretty nice. Departure, arrival, tail number. We can add a flight. That's nice, okay. We'll skip that, but we know it's there. Onto our overhead. So we have electrical power, we have GPU available, we have our bus ties, we have batteries. So go battery on and on. I'll get a GPU ground power unit in. Bus ties are auto. Here's some lights. Annunciators, go through them in a moment. Pumps are on. Emergency lights are armed. Not worried about those. Nav lights on. Beacon light on. Logo light on. APU control, leave it off at the moment. Electrical pump turned on. And what else do we need to do here? That's looking kind of good. All the screens are now starting to come alive. And these are all like the touch panels. This is nice, isn't it? So we can go in here to our map. We can look at our plan. Oh yes. The Embraer stuff, they're interesting, to say the least. Status, flight controls. Systems. They probably won't come alive until we have hydraulic power in there. Actuators are all on though, that's good. ECS, environmental, electrical system, fuel, hydraulics. Okay, what's the official run on this? So, are we ready? 3D model, highly detailed recreation of the E or J freighter, interior and exterior. Native Microsoft Flight Sim technology like the high resolution decals, liveries, PBR effects, custom icing, individual interior and exterior lighting, hundreds of animations including wipers, seats, wing flex, ground service docking config, dynamic reg number, several liveries included, flight dynamics, correct weight and balance behavior, performance in limits to the E190, configured by real-world airline pilot, custom sound sets specifically created for the project, immersive cockpit feeling typical for E-Jets, including several warning and audio alerts. The system's custom-coded based on the real aircraft manual. The electrics are in there, APU, hydraulics, heating, ice protection, air conditioning and pneumatics. The steep approach mode and also a heads-up display. Our FMS is a detailed replica of the Load 27 Mac Do. That's pretty cool, actually. Auto flight system. Flight instruments, realistic primary flight, including V-speeds, low speed, VMO, trend vectors, and so on. Electronic flight bag is there. And yeah, so I think when they're working on these aircraft, VNAV I think is missing. It's on the roadmap, but they haven't fully put it in yet. So let's see what we can do, right? Let's see what we can do. I do like this Honeywell system as well. Ident. Now, where exactly are we is the question. You know what I'm saying? Can we go radios on this page? Yeah, radios on this page, and then all our stuff over here. Sweet. Right, so we'll go to the APU, shall we? Power on. And we'll give it an L start. Are we ready? So APU starting up. We hope. Nice. Those would be nice sounds. Nice sounds for the APU. Okay. Okay, let's see here now. Electrical power. So systems. Electrical. So let me see. AC, GPU. So APU is running. So do we have an AC? Let me see. Bleeds and all that jazz. So APU control is on. PGUs are already on. APU bleed on. I think. Wait, is that off or on? Balls. Is it light on or light off? I can't remember. It's got to be light on, right? Yeah, there's a floating cone. I saw that, Cyrus. Could be the could be just the ground. You know what I mean? Okay, so renunciator test. Daylight open. There's a problem. Okay. APU generator. Okay. So our APU is now running, and we can probably disconnect the ground power. Okay. APU bleed open. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so into the MacDo. So again, you'll be going into your menu. Let me see here now. Performance maintenance is in here. Data load, so we can load that in. That's kind of cool. Miscellaneous. MacDo stat. Flight plan. Destination. Hang on now. You wouldn't be going as far as Dublin in this thing. LFMN. Why can't we put in destination? LFMN. Doesn't like it. Okay, what about departure? Runway. Okay, so sits and stars are there. That's grand. Performance. Performance initialization. Tail number. That's all grand. Let me see now. Next page. How do we get to the next page on this? Let me see now. Menu. Next. Here we go. Cruise altitude. So all the performance is going here. Yeah, there's a fair bit there, isn't there? Right, so what we'll do, we'll start with the old engine, get now listen to it then, will we? So engine number 2, auto overrides. We're going to go run and then start. I think this will work. She's thinking about it. N2 is rising. Good sounds. Let's have a listen outside. Not bad. They're a lovely looking aircraft, aren't they? Can you import a plan? Can you import a plan from SimBrief? I'd say so. Let's try it. Over to SimBrief. SimBrief. So where are we? LFM. Someone gives a very short flight plan there, lads. Let me see. Dispatch. LFMN. That's where on the ground. New flight. Thank you. Let's put in LFMN. And we're going to go to... LF something, lads. At Natal. We go Barcelona. LEBL. Aircraft's going to be an E190. Embraer. Runway 04 is what she wants to give us. Grand. We're going to generate the flight. It's going to generate the flight. And we should now be able to go into our flight plan. Flight details. Add a flight. Import from SimBrief. I might have to put in me details. SimBrief data. Oh, look, I picked it up. So Nice, import SimBrief flight plan. Okay, we're looking good. So let's see. Flight details. Depart, arrive. Okay. So it's in. Charts, it's already connected to Navigraph for me. Nice. Now, will this actually get the flight plan itself? I wonder. Save active flight plan. So I wonder, can we load in a flight plan? Data link, flight plan ID. Is this my pilot number? I think this is how you do it. What am I? 1077. 107786. No, there's another way to do this. Let me see. Menu. No. Nav. Departure, arrival. Next. Data load. Is it data load? Tick on the tablet flight plan. Well, I've done that. So we put in flight details, add a flight, import from SimBrief. Oh wait, hit the tick. You big Agent Murphy. Right, there we go. Yes. Gotcha. Now, is that going to read it from here? How do we import the divil? Route. Aha. Aha. Flight plan request. I can't seem to put in my flight. Oh, there. Yeah. That's the one I want. But there's nowhere to select it. You know what I mean? Enter destination and call sign. Click the yellow tick on the top. Ah, look, it's all coming together. Right, so we put in route. Company route. Download flight plan request. Okay, it doesn't like that. Route, company route, flight report, flight ID. I wonder. No. What was my destination? LEBL, isn't it? LEBL. Flight report, company route. Click on that. Will this load it now? Flight plan request. Check flight ID. So hang on, I probably didn't put in my call sign. Or flight ID. Hang on. I made a terrible mistake here in my flight. Edit the flight. Airline. Hang on, we'll try this again. Just bear with me, lads. FFA 235. Now generate. And then I'll re-import it. How's that? If this works, we're a genius. Cancel that.
Baby.
Cancel that.
Yeah.
Daisy Alison Johnson gifting 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you very, very much indeed, Ali. Welcome in. Right, we'll resubmit this. Yes. Yes. FireFly Air 235. Let's have a gawk. Let's put in our flight ID, which is now going to be FFA 235. Yes. Send it. Let's see what happens now. Flight plan received. Brilliant. Now, what do we do? Do we load it? We need to load it. Huzzah! There it is. Apply or activate. I'm a lurking. Thank you so much, Ali. There we go. There's our full flight plan. So yes, right. I completely did it on my own without the help of that. That's a lie. Thank you very much for your help, lads. That worked. Excellent. Right, so it works, right? Okay. Nice one. Nice one. Okay, let's start with the next engine. And we'll have a listen to the soundage. Okay, so the sounds are, yeah, they're all right-ish. What's the warning? Engine no takeoff data. Totally fine. Bleeds are on. Okay, let's have a look. APU, bring it off. Get some lights on. Get them all on. That's a dome light.
Hello there.
We have a heads-up display. That's kind of neat, isn't it? 747 pilot, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. That's kind of cool. We have a heads-up display. Okay. Let me see. Engine no takeoff data. That's fine. Let's not worry about that. Park and brake off. Rambler forward there now for the second. Let's look at our flight controls. Speed brakes. All right. There's good sounds on this. Oh, there's good sounds. Once the engines spool up, there's good sounds. I agree, Gibbo. On the outside, she's a little bit clean, isn't it? Like, there's a bit of kind of texturing stuff, but like, yeah. I think it can do it. Well, there's a bit of dirt and grime there, look. Right, let's see what happens here, right? So we'll go this way. Taxi down at a rate of knots. Oh, the sounds in this yoke, Jesus. Yeah, this is pretty impressive. Engine no takeoff data. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Fuel. Performance. Yeah, there's a whole load of stuff there you need to put in. We won't worry about that just yet. We'll let it shout with us and everything. Where's my favourite? Reject a takeoff set. Yes. Eamon says, I got this aircraft for free. It's a high maintenance bird. So, if you have the 170 and the 190, this is for free. If you don't have any of them, you can buy this as a standalone product. Or if you have either the 170 or the 190, you just buy this for, you know, you just buy it as it is, right? There is a bit of texture in there, Gibbo. What's the night lighting like? Ooh, we're liking this, friends. This is very, very nice. This is very, very nice. Look at that. Look at the light. That's beautiful, isn't it? What do we have up here now in terms of lighting? Here we go. Overhead panel. Pedestal, bring it up. The main panel, bring it up. Oh, yes. Jeez, that night lighting is beautiful, isn't it? That's very nice. What's the external lighting? They're powerful. Yeah, the night lighting here is good. Right, we'll do an owl intersection departure because we're mad, right? Hopefully there's enough kind of length here, you know what I'm saying? For night flying, the gold standard is the F-28. Oh, yes, that's very good. Is that sufficient runway? We'll soon find out, friends. We'll soon find out. Right, the sounds now. Mind your ears in this, because I'm going to have this loud. Because I'm already liking what I'm hearing. My TCAS and everything's turned off. I better do all that now once we get situated. Easy now. Yeah, this doesn't look like we have sufficient runway. This could be hilarious, right? Right, what do we have down here? Look, emergency PA. That's all cool. Cockpit doors, nice. Yaw, very good. So our radio is going to be TCAS Tara. There we go. Right, friends. Get yourself straightened up, Murph. It'll be grand. It'll be totally fine. Just lie back and think of Ireland, lads. It'll be totally fine, right? Okay, are we ready? Power coming in. Power 40, engine stable, brakes off. That's not bad. Right, speed alive. What's going to happen?
80 knots.
There's 100. I'm hoping there's a V1 in here somewhere. Oopsie daisy. No,
Really
pause.
sleepy, nighty, snoozy snooze.
Who did that? Get up, you devil. Get up, you devil. Oopsie daisy. Pause the rate of climb. Gear up. Jesus, that was close. Beautiful visual effects over the wings, look. Look at that! Interesting engine sounds, isn't there? The external sounds aren't great. They're okay. They're not great though. This is a grand machine, isn't it? It ain't bad. Very tin-like sounds, yeah, aren't they? It's missing a bit of bass or something. Like, it's not too bad once you're not on full power, but like, you give it full power. Did I turn off the APU that time? I did. The interior's nice though, yes, I agree. I do like the interior. It's a really, really highly detailed cockpit, isn't it? Someone keep an eye on where we're going. But like, the detail in here is lovely, isn't it? Jesus, then there's all our cargo. Yeah, she ain't bad now. She ain't bad at all, lads. This is definitely something now, like for the shorter haul flights. You know what I mean? What did that do? That's some sort of a clipboard, and now I don't know where it's gone. Don't panic. Is there a jacks? Someone keep an eye on what we're doing, will you? Oh look, we have a little station over here. Station announcer. Observer jacks. Ah, brilliant! It's a feckin' perverted plane. The observer jacks. Ah, brilliant! What do? I observe the jacks. It's the perverted plane. Right, get out here now. Ah, that was brilliant, wasn't it? Huh? I made that one up just there, look. Right, here's the lav. There's a $2,000 fine for tampering with the jacks, Gibbo. Yes, yes. Oh look, this works! Very nice. Can we open the cargo door? I've turned on the power. Up. This doesn't seem safe at all. Right, PJ. There's only one way we're going to do this. Fall and fall fast. Something tells me this doesn't seem right. Well, unless it's a very strong door. Like, it definitely acts as a new sort of a wing, though. If there was ever going to be a video like a rock, put U2 in that. Could you imagine now, Bono and the Edge, they'd be just in there, you know, singing away the people. Ah, brilliant. Jesus, how do we... Hang on, I need to go back now. Buddy, we gotta go back. Oh, Jesus, go back. Back her out there now, Finton, quickly. Yes, yes. Now close the door. Now, the price in this machine here, it's about, what is it actually?
Jesus.
You can buy the freighter for about €25. You can buy this for about 25 quid. This, like, what? Texas 7454, welcome in. It'd be a bad Bond movie. But it would be a brilliant blonde movie. Do you know what I'm saying? 25 quid, lads. It has a lot of potential, this. And it's nice, it hand flies really well. And again, she's a very different kind of a jet, like she's so small. Which is great on the shorter hops, you know what I mean? What about the old spoilers? Looking good. And the gear animation. Do you know, like there's nice owl animations on this thing. Not too bad, lads. Not too bad. The full throttle sound is a bit weird. Can she fly inverted? Jeez, my windscreen is filthy. No, it can't really fly inverted. It's freaking out. Oh, Jesus. What have we done? What did I got? Oh no, yes. We interrupt this broadcast with very important news, friends. Yes. It doesn't fly inverted at all. No, it doesn't. Well, I gotta say, that's really nice, right? It's very nice. So there we have the Embraer 195, the freighter variant. Pick it up over on Aerosoft or on Contrail. And you can see here, look, it is early access, and you can actually go down and see, you know, the online documentation and also the roadmap that the developer
look at this big Aegis
that the developer has put forward on it, right? If you already own the 170 and the 190, you can claim a free copy of this freighter package, which is really nice. And if you have a look at the roadmap, this is what they're currently working on. This is what's in progress. Custom FMS with LNAV and VNAV, and a whole load of stuff. So it's pretty cool, right? I like it. And these guys, they usually pop out substantial updates every month. Sometimes you might get 2 in a month. So yeah, I highly recommend it, lads. I think, you know, if you're looking for a smaller jet to do your freighter work, absolutely. It's got to be that one. Now, friends, we're moving on to something completely different. We're now going over to the land of X-Plane. And, well, wait till you see the cut of this. Powered up X-Plane there, Murph. And by starting up X-Plane, we're going to be taking a look now at a early access, work in progress, not yet released, Boeing 777 version 2. This one is coming from Flight Factor. And I'm going to start off at the very beginning when we let the gadgets start loading in, because the feature list of this aircraft is absolutely nuts. It's absolutely nuts, right? Now, where is it? So I'm looking for the version 2. Where is it now? Flight Factor X-Plane 12. And let's have a look. That's the old one. There was, did they remove it? It was up in the store earlier on with all the notes. Let's see here now. So we'll jump in, new flight, and we'll go in the 777. I'll pick the Air Canada, and we'll mosey over to Dublin, and we'll go 407. And let me see, real weather is on, bring the time of day back, and we'll start up the flight, right? Airlock Doc, you take care, my dude. Right, so I'm looking for the feature list of this thing, because this is absolutely shocking, the amount of stuff they're putting into this aircraft, right? Now let me see, X-Plane store. Yep. Right, lads, the feature list, right? Now don't worry about the price of the aircraft, because it's not for sale. And yes, they are charging $777,000 for it. But the idea is you're not going to click buy now. Right, anyway, introducing the pinnacle of airliner simulation, the Boeing 777 Ultimate. So, it's early access, it's not in full release yet, and there's a handful of guys who get to show it off at the moment. Every facet of this model mirrors the authentic operations and aerodynamics of a Boeing 777, with an exhaustive array of systems meticulously simulated to match the rigorous standards of the FCOM. The lead developer is a type-rated 777 pilot and a certified CFI. The lead developer, the CEO of Flight Factor, Ramses. Anyway, a proprietary flight model is within 2 to 5% of the standard certification tests developed and tested with real-world pilots. Weight and balance are fully calculated from the basic weights, including cabin chair configuration, oil, filters, water, and even waste. Right? 3D modelling, accurate dimensions based on the exterior drawings, detailed exterior modelling, detailed interior, so on and so on. The systems: electrics, hydraulics, fuel, air and other engineering, GPS, VOR, DME, ADF, COM, ILS, TCAS with a TCAS version 7, right? Classic standby instruments and also SFD or ISFD. Full set of working overhead circuit breakers. The ADIRUs, flight control systems with 3 primary flight computers, 4 actuator controls with normal, secondary and direct modes. Its EFIS has 6 LCD displays with 4 graphic generators. It goes on and on and on, right? 2 flight management computers, 3 control display units, 3 autopilot flight director systems, ground proximity warning. It also has runway alert awareness systems. The RAS over here, the RAS. Weather radar with beams and ground clatter, 2 electrical flight bugs, CPDLC, and so on and so on. There's a couple of things not yet turned on. They're still working on it. Has its own pushback, has its own fuel truck, all that sort of jazz. Custom sounds, full proprietary sound system, hundreds of custom sounds recorded from the real aircraft. Custom cockpit interaction, every zone clickable. Options, a very flexible architecture. You choose the setup. I'll show you that now in a moment. Interactive checklists, innovative crew interaction system. There's almost 1,000 failures built into this aircraft, including training scenarios. All the things needed for type rating training, right? Situation save, ability to save the flight at any stage and continue from there. Super handy. EFB with Navigraph integration for your charts. Special effects have been added in with the multi-layer dynamic reflections, glow effects, and the new XP weather enhancements. And then we have a couple of other bits and bobs as well. So we're going to check it out. And these are the options that we have. So look, do you want to start with the engines running, cold and dark, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to click on start. And we're going to give the system a few minutes to start warming up, right? So this should be live time and weather here at Dublin, which it is. Although, is that live weather? Is it raining in Dublin, lads? Probably. It's not live time, it's live weather. So as you can see, the aircraft, it's in a cold and dark state. Wind is blowing the owl fans around the shop. And, well, you can see from it, it looks very nice, doesn't it? Granted, we're in the world of X-Plane, but this is a pay-where scenery, and it's taking advantage of the X-Plane architecture and the new kind of lighting, water graphics, all that sort of jazz. But when we look at the aircraft proper, well, it's a massive airplane, the Boeing 777. Now, this is the 200 variant, and, well, as you can see, we have a little ground crew in here, we have a couple of doors open. It looks very, very nice indeed. So we're going to just kind of, it's a little bit of an introduction. As I said, just folks are flying this now, you'll get to see them. The aircraft is not finished yet. They're still working on it. So yeah, again, if you see anything weird or wonderful, well, just, you know, they're working on it. And it's I can only imagine it's been a labour of love getting this aircraft up to where it needs to get to. But in terms of a high fidelity simulation of a Boeing 777, this is it. This is it. And if anything, for those of you sticking with Microsoft Flight Sim, well, something like this it's just going to make you more excited to see what PMDG bring out. You know what I mean? MD-11 is where it's at. The MD-11 is like, yeah, that's very high fidelity as well. So if you want to get up close and personal to the aircraft, which we can, the camera controls here, you'll have to just bear with me, but we'll ramble in. I just want to show you some of the detailing that they've gone into here, right? And, well, let's have a look. So when we look at the landing gear and everything that we can see, all the way down to the tires, right? That's the wrong button, Murphy. You'll have to just put up with my mad camera movements for the moment. However, if I do this, hang on out, and then do that, yeah, that's a little bit better. So you can see here on the landing gear and the detailing that we can see all the way into the wheel bay. There's springs and all going on, like it's unbelievable, right? You can actually look into the back of the cabin here with the doors open. And actually, you can look in and see the seats. Like everything is fully modelled. Move ourselves up now towards where the engines are, right? Diddly-dee-dee, diddly-dee-dee. Like, there's really, really nice detailing here, I think. And I'm in this camera view for the moment. We'll tidy it up. I just want to show you some of the smaller details, right? Like, there's a lot going on with this aircraft. And if you get up close to the, you know, you'll hear the sounds. Windmilling and all this sort of jazz, yeah? So as we continue on, looking at the front of the aircraft, like it's Jesus, it's just class. I love the Air Canada livery. Now, I don't know, is this going to be released with the aircraft, the Air Canada one? But just like we have a Microsoft Flight Sim, there's going to be tons of liveries available. You know what I mean? And you can get it yourself. So, yeah, really, really nice. It's just a beautiful machine. So we're going to jump into the flight deck, and welcome to the flight deck of the Boeing 737 or 777 Murphy, a big Aegis. Boeing 777, it says it there on the door, right? Now this thing, it features, well, a lot of stuff. So for example, pretty much everything in here has a click spot. It can move, it can react, it can do all the jazz. And when I say everything, I mean everything, right? The emergency escape rope, right? And so on and so forth. So close that now before you hurt yourself. Oh, I'm after breaking it already, look. Oh wait, does that stay open now because I'm after pulling the switch? Let's ignore that for the moment, shall we? It doesn't close, right? I'm after breaking it. Anyway, our little EFB down here, it uses a new function of how to fly it. Now you can turn all this stuff off if you wish, but the idea is you can start off just like you can with the Challenger. Outside the aircraft, it is 100% closed, 100% cold and dark. You got to call the stairs. You got to go up the steps. You got to open the main cabin door. Then you come into the flight deck. You get some power in, and then you call the ground crew. After the ground crew, you call your flight crew, and so on and so on. Right? Is it just me or the cockpit texture is very cartoony? It's probably just the lighting muse. And again, like if I change the weather to something. Change the weather here, make it look a little bit brighter. It'll look different. That's weight and fuel, Murph. We'll go in here to like VFR scattered, right? And what time of day was it? You can kind of mess around with how things look. You know what I mean? What's he doing there? Way you muff it. There we go. So yeah, you can kind of mess around. And again, with X-Plane, like they have these new screenshot things. So like if you wanted to, you can really mess around with exposure levels and all this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? But in terms of like a visual representation, it's not going to be where, you know, Microsoft Flight Sim is, but there's still a lot going for this aircraft. All right. So we have a look at our little EFB down here. Now I'm not going to follow any sort of method. Like there's even little things like, look, if you move the pilot chair, it moves your camera position to where you would be sitting if you're actually at the controls. Right? Like we're getting into like a range of things. So we'll come on up here to the top and we can see that we have a few options. So we're going to start with the main battery. And from here, and everything's simulated the way it is. It takes a couple of moments for the aircraft to start warming up, right? So from here, let me see. Batteries coming on. We got our external powers on.
Terrain. Pull up.
Adairs can come online here as well. Generators leave off. Electric systems come on.
Terrain. Pull up.
Got our fuel pumps on. Nav logo can come on. Lighting, we can power these up as well. Now it takes, as I said, like it takes a bit of a while for all the screens and all to start kind of coming on and doing their stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of simulation in this. As I said, some things are not yet fully implemented, but they're working on it. So what else do we want to do on our overhead? Let's have a look. So seats and cabin utilities, turn those on. Arm the emergency lights. And I'll just continue on with a few flows here. Leave the APU off at the moment. These guys are looking good. Seatbelts, might as well throw them on for the crack. This is all looking good here. We can do your fire tests. What else do we have? Packs, leave them off for the moment. APU, all that's off for the moment. Anti-ice, all that jazz, we don't need it. So it's going to take a moment for this to start warming up, and you'll hear it. You know, you'll see the screens flicker. You'll hear the system starting to come alive. And while we're waiting, we can turn on a few more things here as well. So we'll go ahead and get the radios powered on. But you can even do, right? Everything's clickable. It's brilliant. Now, if you look very closely on the very, very bottom right-hand corner, you'll see that we have a first officer. And depending on the different elements of the crew that you're in contact with, they'll appear down there. It's a little visual reference to say, I got my co-pilot here beside me. And there's all other features that you can talk to him and all this sort of jazz. We'll worry about that after, right? So I'm just waiting now for the thing to start powering up. So what can we do? Airport map, Navigraph services. We can connect this to Navigraph, import your flight, do all the jazz. See the screens, look? And this is all the legit startup of the 777. If you're used to your 737, they pretty much come on like that. The Boeing 777, a lot slower. Okay, she's doing her thing. Now, for the sake of this, I'm going to put in a flight plan. So we head on over to SimBrief and dispatch, and it's going to be a flight out of Dublin, and I'm going to head down towards Shannon. So new flight, FireFly 235 is my call sign. Pick something in original Murph. Out of Dublin down to Shannon, and I'm going to pick the Boeing 777-200 variant, which is on SimBrief. Boeing 777 or 777-200ER, and it's going to give us a departure out of runway 28 right and an arrival onto runway 24. Generate the flight. Give it a moment to load up. And it's doing its thing. Sweet. Okay, so let me see. Go back to menu. Navigraph services. Get data from SimBrief. Success. We're looking good. Briefing. So, flight plan overview. And you can see all the data. This is pulling this all in from SimBrief. And it's like, pew, very fast, right? Contact shadows isn't the best. Yes, the lighting, at times it can look beautiful, right? At other times it can look a little bit kind of meh. That's just where the lighting is at, right? Anyway, I love all this stuff. And all the systems here, this is reference to the real world DFB in the aircraft. So we're getting to see kind of really cool systems, right? Anyway, we can look at our ICAO flight plan if you wanted. And you have your nav log in there as well. You can check out the again, that's looking at everything from your flight plan. There's NOTAMs here for Dublin. You can access everything from within this. It pulled it all in from SimBrief. So you can look at the weather briefing for your origin, your destination, also your alternate, right? There's a lot of stuff going on here. So let's go back to menu. We can look at the airplane. We have airport map. Check this out. This is using the real world stuff as well. Echo India Delta Whiskey. And let me see. Enter. How do I load this in? Airport. Ident search. Dublin. Look at the database it's using. Isn't that incredible? That's pretty cool, right? That is pretty cool. Now, what else do we have? Performance. They haven't activated that yet, or the terminal charts, or a video. What? Now we can look at the simulation options. And there's so many, right?
Jesus.
How the aircraft starts up, you can change your pilot's name, right? You can change your first officer's name and so on and so forth. Cargo hold configuration, avionics. You can, right? What way do you want the avionics to be? Like, there's a level of stuff in this aircraft. It's just like, it's mad, right? Avionics, ground operations. So again, tug cameras, connect via the gate. So you can have like normal steps that we have, or you can have a gate connection as well. Lua, that's all okay. Equipment, cabin equipped with gases or gaseous oxygen system, cockpit door code. A code to get into the cockpit. I'll show you all that now in a minute. What else do we have? Subtitles. So there are interaction systems with the crew, and there are interaction systems with the co-pilot. And if you want, you can have the subtitles appear on the screen. They're not very intrusive. Mariner Halley, yes it is. They're not very intrusive, but you know, you can have them there or not. I have the subtitles turned off. You can go to graphics then as well. Automatic window blinds that they'll adjust in the aircraft depending on where the sun is hitting off it. Crazy. Pilot's height. Pilot moves on ground, or moves on outer view on ground. Like, there's lots of stuff going on. Anyway, let's not worry too much. I need to get ourselves set up here. So, our Mac-Do is powering up, and my FMS is powering up, and I need to talk to some peoples. I'm going to start aligning the IRSs because this takes the most amount of time. So we're going to select the FMC. Nav data is good. Position initialization. Reference airport is Dublin. And we are 53.25.3. That's close enough. Copy you, put you in there, and then we'll go into the route. Origin, Echo India Delta Whiskey. And we're going to go Echo India November. Flight number FireFly Air 235. Company route, don't going to worry about that. Departure runway is 28 right. And we'll go to the next page and we'll put in a couple of waypoints. It's going to be Peleg. Let me see, P-E-L-I-G. After Peleg, it's over to Deegan. And then it's into Shannon. Activate and execute. We should go to our departure and arrival. Out of Dublin, it's going to be runway 28 right, and it is the Peleg 2 Juliet. Peleg 2 Juliet. In there somewhere. Let me see. Peleg 2 Juliet. Peleg 2. Oh, balls, that was pested. Peleg Murph, Peleg. Go back there now. Peleg 2 Juliet. There you go. Execute. Go back to index. Go back to our arrival in Shannon, and it's going to be the Deegan 2 Delta for runway ILS 24. Execute. Right, so there's a flight plan gone in. Super duper. Route is looking good. Takeoff stuff. We're going to put all this in now. So we're going to go flaps 5. Weight and balance. So let's load up the aircraft. Now before I do this, well, we need to get the ground crew connected. They can't hear us. So if I ask the ground crew to do us something, check this out. Your man is going to tell me, we need to talk to the ground crew first. So if I were to say, right, how are you, Johnny? Get rid of the chocks.
Sir, you need to establish communications with the crew by saying hello first.
So we need to talk to the ground crew, right? I can turn down the master volume a little bit.
Sir, you need to establish communications with the crew by saying hello first.
Okay, so we need to talk to the crew first, right? And this is how we do it. So, go away you. So we're going to look at our radios down here, and we have our cabin. Click on this, and see the way we can have all purser, company, or ground crew. These are selectable by what microphone you're using. So currently I'm using the purser, that's me, cabin crew. I want to talk to ground crew, so I'm going to select the microphone on this channel, ground crew, and we're going to say hello. Now that beeping, that's the little phone in the front ringing. We're going to say, hello there. He'll answer now in a second. He's located over here.
This is the captain speaking.
Ground here.
So they plug in the little gadget and that's how they talk, right? So we've established contact with the ground, and we can use this menu for all the stuff. Automator, good to see you. We can use this menu for all the stuff. And I'm going to call the purser now. We'll say hello.
This is the captain. How do you hear?
Good day. Ready over here.
This is the captain. How do you hear?
Good day. Ready
Okay.
over here.
So now we've established contact with both the cabin crew and the ground crew, but we can start requesting all sorts of stuff, right? And all this works, by the way. You click it, it appears, and off it goes. And we go to the next page, gear servicing, pneumatics, loaders, all that sort of jazz. There's a massive maintenance of this massive maintenance of all this aircraft. Like, if we wanted to, right, they get into like walk around checks and everything. Like, it's absolutely friggin' nuts what you can do with this aircraft. Airplane, doors, ground services, weight and balance, loading services. So I can do simultaneous load. I can do this in real time, and it'll load based on what it is we want to do. However, if I go to like, I think it's simplified loading from SimBrief, load the airplane.
If you need it, the load sheet is here.
Done. If I wanted to skip all the realism, so the load sheet is, he's telling me the load sheet is done. Here it is here, and I want it over on my check sheet over here. And if I click on this again, well, I can start reading it. Look at this. Our flight number is FireFly 235. We're flying from Dublin to Shannon, and here's all our fuel on board, takeoff weights, all the jazz is there. Like, all the jazz is there. How cool is that, right? So we'll put it back where that belongs, out of the way, and we continue on. So let me see, weight and balance, I need to put this in, right? So what we're saying, 30.4, so we'll just call it 30. 30. Now, why isn't she getting, let me see here now, go back here, gross weight. So what's her total weight? Right, let's have a look. Bulk, planned load. So that's pounds. You can change this from pounds to kilos. We can go to weight summary in here, right? Or if you go back up one, we can look at our fuel planning. Fuel is already loaded, we can see that. Passenger configuration. How many males, females, childs, or infants? Apply changes. Like, it's nuts, lads, right? What else? Loading page. There's another one I could do here. What was it? Go back here now. Menu. Airplane. Simplified loading. That's fine. Pilot utilities, no. The aircraft. Look at the walk-arounds, by the way. You can go off and do a full walk-around of the aircraft. And again, if you click on a button...
Examine the hydraulic actuation for leaks. Make sure that the gear lock pin is not installed.
And they'll go off and do that. Right? Like, there's a lot. Now, what else do I need to do? Simplified loading, yes. So what was my total weight? That's in pounds, so we can change this if we wanted to. Zero fuel weight is 36400. Total fuel, what's my total weight then? Usable fuel 389. 389.1. In you go. Zero fuel, grand. Reserve is going to be 5.3. Cruise altitude, according to the gadget, it wants us to go up to flight level 160. Cost index, according to my flight plan, is 2.5. Well, that looks good. Thrust limit, I'm not going to derate it. We're going to give this thing full power. Flaps are going to be 5, and then we'll put in our reference speeds. So 113, 123, and 136. So 123. We'll give ourselves a stop climb of 9,000. Flight directors can come on both sides. Local Barrow. Let's open up SimBrief. Or let's open up Navigraph, rather. We'll start it up, give it a push, and take off, just so you know the crack. Do you know what I mean? Import a flight from SimBrief. Go ahead and drop this in. Okay, so I want to have a look at the airport, Dublin. So, current conditions are... QNH is 1012. 1012. 1012. That's looking good. Autopilot, that's all looking good. At this stage, we're going to start up the APU. And I want to get some doors closed here as well. So, start the APU. Come back to here. Airplane. Doors. Now, I can say to the cabin crew or the ground crew, close the doors, but we're just going to do it from here.
We need that hatch closed.
So they're going to go off now and start closing up all the doors. You can see them closing that. Like, they're all animated. Like, you see the handles moving, the doors and all that as well, all right? So that's looking good. Now, we need to talk to the ground lads. So we're going to go back, ground services, remove the stairs and the chocks.
I am here.
Park and brake is on.
Please disconnect the passenger boarding stairs.
On it.
6 minutes to align. Let me see, I want to get me checklists.
Pre-flight checklist, please.
Oxygen, so we're going to check on the left
Tested
side.
100%.
I think there's another one over here somewhere. And what's nice here is if you're stuck with anything, you can just kind of right click and then click, or right click and say, hey, what is it? If you hold the right click, it'll come up and tell you what it is. And like, everything can be opened, look. Everything. It's just nuts. Okay, that's on me oxygen. So that's done. Next,
Tested 100%.
flight instruments.
Flight instruments.
So we'll do all this now in a moment. 5 minutes to align. So let's continue on. So that APU should be up and running now. Let's have a look. So APU is running. And we're going to say APU generator on, APU bleed on. And that's after kicking off one of our externals. Backup generators can be activated at this stage. Go ahead and get the bleeds on. Isolator valves on as well. We can get our packs turned on. Into auto mode. Upper fans can be turned on. Trim air, stick them all on. Beacon is now up and running. And with the APU up and running, we can now disconnect the ground power. He's probably going to say, what
Yes,
are you
sir.
doing? That's mad.
Please disconnect the primary ground power.
Sure.
Now, while
Are you
you're,
trying to kill someone?
while you're here, check out this as well, lads. Shortcuts. So you can move to any of the camera positions. You know, there's a door, and you can go into the cabin, and like they've modeled the cabin. And like, it's a detailed cabin look. You've business class, right? I mean, look at the, like, hello, right? This is where I sit. Yeah, right. Isn't this awesome? And then you can jump out of here and then go further down into your business class. Get the packs. Cabin doors can be opened, yeah. Then you go into the back of the aircraft towards the Great Unwashed. That's where all of us sit. And as we're moving towards the back of the aircraft, I can hear the APU. Mad, right? Can not get into the lobby, you can. No. So you can get in and out of the lobby if you wanted to. Isn't this something else? It's kind of in alpha, but yeah. Haven't they done a great job modelling all of this? Now check out this. This absolutely blew me mind, right? The crew resting area. Did you know that the 777 has one of these? Yeah, I'll be back in a minute there. I'm just, look at the state of this, look. The crew resting area. How freaking cool is that? I think this is the first time I've ever seen this modelled in a 777 on any sim. Trey, have it down the back. There's one down the back as well. Jesus. That's absolutely class. And then of all your different doors and whatnot. Right, so what we're saying here now, briefing, flight plan overview. No, that's grand. Sorry, I want to go back to me airplane. Doors, they're all closed. Ground, they're all done as well. So the APU is running. We'll be aligned here now in 2 minutes. So I'm going to go down and dismiss the ground crew.
How can I help you?
I want you to shag off. Close all the hatches.
Close all hatches. We are ready to pressurize.
You are cleared to pressurize the hydraulics, sir.
Ground crew. And
How can I help you?
Head away there now with yourselves.
All depressurized. You may approach.
As quickly as I can.
I pressed the wrong button.
Listening.
Please close all hatches and remove all personnel. We are ready up here.
Pressurize away, sir.
So the ground crew are now gone out of there. Imshi Yalla, right? And we'll just get ourselves a pushback here to, I don't know. Here.
All right, Captain. Got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
Why did the autopilot come on? That was the sound of one cat straighter. Right, let me see. Batter pushback. Connect the tug.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
I think your replies are way better than the sim ones. PMDG have a higher bar to aim. They really do, right? Now, like, I'm so excited to see PMDG's 777. Do not get me wrong. I'm just looking at this thing going, holy crap. Look what Flight Factor have managed to, like, do here. Right? Like, nuts, like. 28 seconds until we are aligned.
Set. Checklist complete.
Thank you. We go on to the next one.
Start checklist.
Before start,
Flight deck
MCP.
door. Lock.
Flight deck door. Lock that up.
MCP.
Check.
Set.
Takeoff speeds.
Check.
Set.
CDU pre-flight.
Check.
Completed.
Completed.
Trim.
All right. Looks like
Set.
the doors and hatches are
Taxi
closed and we're
takeoff
ready to
briefing.
connect.
Completed.
Now, taxi and takeoff briefing. Waiting to hear this. Simulation, is it? Briefing. Flight plan overview. No, actually, sorry, it's in here. Documents, pilot utilities, airplane simulation, shortcuts. How do we do this now? Airplane, captain's commands, read the pre-flight. So hang on, let me just change the heading here, 'cause we're going off 28 right. Here we go.
I think we are ready for the briefing. Do you agree? Ready, sir. Pre-flight is complete. The instruments are set and indicating correctly.
Have a listen.
The flight plan has been programmed into the FMS, and the MCP has been set.
I am ready. Please follow me and confirm. We are departing?
Dublin?
We will use a standard instrument procedure and follow our SOPs. We will use flaps 5 for departure.
I do affirm, and so it is set in the FMS.
The runway is also set in the FMS.
28 right.
The cruise altitude for today will be?
Below level 180.
And the speeds are set?
V1 113. Today our VR will be 123, and V2 136. The departure is set in the FMC.
Please follow the MCP with me.
The MCP is set for departure. Our initial heading will be 281.
What is our destination for today?
Shannon.
Any risks which are out of the ordinary?
No additional points to make.
Thank you. Continue, please.
In case of any emergency before 80 knots we will abort the takeoff. Above 80 knots we will only abort for a serious issue, engine fire or loss of directional control. In case of such issue below V1, we will abort the takeoff, apply maximum braking and stay on the runway. In case of issue above V1 we will continue with single engine departure procedure. I will handle the controls and you will help me with the procedures. Any questions?
I would correct the MCP speed.
Thank you.
Now, what's after happening here? For some reason, it's after knocking off me old me gadget. Hang on there now. Simulation. There's a quick button here. I can just say, look, align the gadgets now. Avionics, is it? TCAS, show units in kilograms, yes.
Sir, note the load sheet.
Gotcha.
Hello there.
Hang on, I just want to do, there should be something here I can do for setting up our IRSs, you know? Okay, Zed, welcome in, man. Let me see now. How do we do this? Is it simulation? Situations, avionics, crew, interaction. No. Briefing, no. Ident, no. Documents, pilot utilities, hardly. I'll find the gadget here now. There's a button I need to do. Initialize the flight. But like, where's the Oh, Jesus. How do we find it? Airplane. Align adheres. There we go. Right, we're grand. Jesus, that took a while. Right. Get the sounds back in. And APU is running. All that's looking good.
Completed.
Before
Checklist
start,
complete.
checklist is complete. Alignment reinitiated. That's all grand. That's looking good. We'll go to the legs page. That's looking good. And we're going to request our push and start. So, that's good, and that's good. And we want to do a start. So, right plane. Give us an out push there, cat straighter. Push back, start.
Hey, Captain, let me know where you want this thing. Welcome aboard, Captain. Toes connected, bypass pins inserted. Go ahead and kill the parking brake when you're ready to go.
Parking brake off.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
We'll talk to our purser.
Yes, sir.
Prepare for departure.
Captain,
Okay.
You seem to be a bit off today.
I seem to be a bit off today. Right, engine number 2 coming up. Sounds on this. $25, fuel in. Look at the thing shaking. Yeah, so if you use the inbuilt tug, you can drive it yourself. I'm just using better pushback because I like it. There we go.
How can I help you?
Please make the announcement.
Yes.
Okay, we got a good start on number 2. These are already on. And we'll go for start now on number 1. Look at the state of this, lads.
Oh, Jesus.
You might be wondering why there's a rope coming out of the cockpit. That's because I opened the feckin' get out of the plane rope and I broke it. I wonder can I fix that? Fuel in. Right, that's the escape rope. I need to fix that. Now, is that a failure? I wonder can I fix that? Surely, lads, I can fix that. Let me see. Airplane. Cabin controls, dispatch, training, ongoing processes, loading, captain failures control.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Parking brake on.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Is there a way to fix the rope out of the second thing? No? The bleed's on. APU off. APU bleed off. Deploy the rat. Surely there's a way to ask the captain going down the rope. Yeah, there's got to be a way to fix that. Hang on now. Disconnect the L gadget. Let's see now. Auto flight failures, engine failures. It's not a failure as such. Look at this. The WC control. You can see how your lavies are doing. Is there anyone in there? So there's someone in that
we're
one.
Disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
And these things will actually start picking, they'll start filling up. So when you go to your next flight, you better make sure you empty the lav, otherwise there's going to be all sorts of trouble. Right? But I'm just trying to see, is there a way that I can fix the feckin' thing after braking? Weight and balance, ground services, captain is it in here? No. Ongoing process overview? No. Jesus, I don't know how to fix this. I think I'm stuck with that with the gadget now, you know. There's no way to close it. So you've all learned now, lads. Don't ever, ever press that button. Because you'll make a balls of it. But look, it actually models the escape route. Or the escape rope. And like, we can open this here, look. Find the devil. Just like don't use the rat. Correct. Right, so there's my window open. And that's how you get out. Yup. And you get down your little rope. And then you're free, look. That's how they get out of the machine. Isn't that only mad? Now usually you can see the there it is there, look. Oh wait, hang on. Did I fix it? Brilliant! I fixed it! That's how you fix it. Ah, that's tremendous news, lads. For anyone thought I was in Egypt, well, I am, but I fixed it. Ah, brilliant! Right, keep that. That's important. We keep that closed. Right. Oh Jesus. Right. Rejected takeoff is set. All here is looking good. That's all looking good. And we're gonna head over to 28. Right. So runway turn off. Taxi light. Flaps need to set to 5. Parking brake off. Edges forward. It's the sounds on this thing, right? Haven't had to wind the window up since your 1986 Toyota Starlet. Now I said 28 right, so these lads are heading off 28 left. Yeah. As you do. Oh yes.
Oh Jesus.
Isn't that pretty? Very pretty. We can arm LNAV. If VNAV currently not implemented, they're still working on it. Woo! Hello there. Oh, Jesus. We felt every bit of that, didn't we? Look at the engine. Look at the state of the wing, look. Beautiful. Imagine seeing the pilot. Yeah, right. Now spin around here to the right. Onto the links. It's a massive airplane, this. Massive. No, that's Just Flight's traffic for X-Plane. It's pretty good. Oh, hang on, we're getting given out to. Hello? Yes?
Sir, Mike, connection to ground and their actual presence near the plane is needed. I am all ears.
Captain, we are already here. Safety briefing has been read. Cabin is secured.
Ah, great news, Jemima. I mean, it looks very good, doesn't it? Remember what I said, down in the very bottom right, you can see that we're in contact with our first officer and our cabin crew. Right, we're nearly there. Continue on what we're doing. Landing lights are all okay. Anti-ice systems go to auto. Seatbelts are already on. APU is off. We're looking good. And look, all the circuit breakers up here work. Right? Deadly. TA only. Over here to the right.
Clear left.
Clear right.
So it has the runway awareness gadget turned on as well, which is handy. As I said, VNAV not fully turned on yet, so let's see what we can do. We'll probably manage November 2 here. So here's one, right? One single engine on the 777. One single engine is enough to propel a 747. What? Crazy. Absolute craziness.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus, right? Mad. Right, so we're going to try for this little... well, not this one. We'll go to the next one. The sign says no entry, Murph. Yeah, yeah. So we'll go to the next one. This is around Neptune here now. There we go. Here's Neptune. You're looking well. The performance feels like a 7.5. It seems a little... Well, I don't know, to be honest. Like, I have the 7.5 as well, and that's very, very good. This thing is on a next level, like. It's nuts. Alright, line them up. Strobes on. All the lights are on. Look at the cut of that, though.
Clear left.
Clear right.
Approaching the runway. We will get our RAAS gadget talking to us.
Approaching 28 right.
Okay, line them up. Now mind your ears on the sound of this, right? Because we're going to give this full whack.
On runway 28 right.
Okay, we're on the runway. Hold us there. Start the clock. We're walking, talking, and squawking. Let's go flying. Power coming in. Engine stable. Toga. Takeoff power set. Speed alive. V1. Rotate.
500 feet remaining.
Positive, ready to climb. Gear up. Flaps on. Flaps in. Watch your speed, Murphy. There we go. Fly by. Ah, lads. Okay, coming up on 4,000 feet. You also get this little, move that chair back. You also get this kind of a, shows you where your throttles are versus where they should be. That's handy, isn't it? Okay, so it's going to be a left turn here. We're holding about 250 knots. Sticking into standard. It's very pretty. There's a turn coming in. This is savage, isn't it? Look at the vapor effects coming off the wing. And we have wing flex here as well. Oh, the pixelated horror with the clouds. Yeah, it must have been the lighting earlier, Muse, 100%. And like, if we make it nighttime, right? There we go. So these are your nighttime textures and lighting. Isn't that pretty? Seems very green. But that's whatever way I'm controlling me floodlights and all that. Do you know what I mean? Let's see here now. Like, it's done very well. I gotta say, it's done very, very well. What do you think? Impressive, right? Very impressive. So it's great to see this on the way soon for X-Plane 12. Like, it really, really is. Like, this is... I've never seen a 777 with this sort of detail on before. Ever. I mean, this thing is up there with the Challenger. That's the level of detail that Flight Factor have gone in. And, like, look, we know PMDG are, you know, hot in the tails of this. I mean, we're expecting that any time now, right? We've no release date yet for the Flight Factor. I think... You know, again, there's certain advantages that X-Plane will have in terms of what they can actually pull out of the bag with some of the features, right? Either way, a Boeing 777, it's a beautiful aircraft. This is the 777-200. In X-Plane, or in Microsoft Flight Sim, we're going to be getting the 777-300, I think. But yeah, lads, that's kind of where it's at. It is capable of doing an auto land, even though she doesn't have VNAV. I've tested that, and it seems to be working quite well. We're well on our way now. We're on standard. We're going to be cruising at flight level 160. And again, look, we've got a lot of options here. And you can belt away talking to your crew. PA call. I don't know, can you put on entertainment?
I would like to ask you to make an announcement.
Fine.
Sup of coffee? We want more coffee? The PA is in use. They're talking to them, right?
Hello there.
Noncake, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I mean, it's just very good. A great simulation of a 777 for sure. Okay, so let me see. Purser, can I get a coffee?
At your service.
We would like some coffee, please.
Of course, sir.
So my coffee's after coming in and my cup has reappeared. How cool is that? Right? You can listen in on the PA. Oh, can you? How do we do that now? Is it this?
How can I help you?
Niels?
Please make the announcement.
Certainly.
End button. End button. This one.
And a light.
Oh yeah.
Please make sure your seats are in an upright position and prepare your folding trays.
Let's see here now. We'll do another one. Cursor. An
Would you
announcement.
like something?
10,000 feet.
Please feel free to make an announcement now.
I think not.
Ah, because we're no longer at 10,000. Right. Oh, Jesus. Right. What can we do here? Try the entertainment one again.
I would like to ask you to make an announcement.
Will do. Ladies and gentlemen, in a few moments we will lower the cabin lighting.
Oh,
If you wish to
Jesus.
continue reading, you are welcome to use your personal light. We welcome you to enjoy our onboard entertainment program. In the sidearms of your chairs, you will find your personal headphones.
Who's in the jacks now? This is important. How do we get to this again? It'd be an airplane, I suppose. Airplane, yes, yes. Cabin controls. Who's in the jacks? Ah, brilliant. There's one person in the jacks. Get the fasten the seatbelts.
Yes.
Next page. Belts off. Yeah, we have them on auto.
Please make the announcement.
Definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. You may move about the cabin again.
Now immediately tell them to put them back on.
How can I help you?
I would ask you to make an announcement now.
I'd rather not. Thanks.
What?
Please make the announcement.
Jesus.
I wish I were able to.
Please make the announcement.
Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, the fasten seatbelt sign has been turned on.
Get out of the
Please
jacks!
return to your seats and fasten your seatbelts. We will inform you when it is safe to roam about the cabin again.
There's two people in the one jacks. Brilliant. What do you think, lads? It is impressive, right? And like, it's not just a fad in terms of these features are built in. This thing is a fully fledged simulation of a 777. And including this EFB. This is remarkable, I think. And we can get in and mess with the cabin lighting and all this sort of stuff. But what do you think? Like, look at the pilot utilities. Speed conversions, friggin' temperature conversions. Like, incredible. Incredible. It's very good. That's all I can say. I think it's marvelous, do you know? But anyway, listen, that's going to do us for tonight. I wanted to show this just to say, look, this is what's happening, right? Again, anyone who's interested in X-Plane, this is it's in development. No release date just yet, but they're working on it, and I'm sure you can see now, like, there's a lot of stuff, right? Yeah, I'm really interested to see now how PMDG respond to something like this, because like they got to be sitting there going, they're either going to say this is grand, or they might be sitting there going, shite, right? So no, there could be a bit of that. So I'm not even going to land it. Oh God, Jesus, Muse, really? What runway did we say? 24. I'm only at 250 knots. Drive it on there now, Vinton. Do PMDG care it's for X-Plane 12? Well, that's the other thing. Like, no matter what happens, PMDG are going to sell more copies. Fact. So what's going to be the most popular one? Reckon it'll be in around the A340 price, around $90 worth. I'd say so, Gibbo, or more. Like, well, I don't know, but like, flight factor aircraft, I mean, even now, you look at the 7.5s, they're like 60 or 70 quid. This thing is... This is by far the finest work Flight Factor have put out there. And they have some really nice aircraft. But yeah, I'd be surprised if this goes less than 80. I'd be shocked if this goes below $80. If it goes above that, well, that's kind of the reality inside of X-Plane, I suppose. You know? Expect an update from PMDG of a delay. Maybe. Well, look at it. Look, they're not competing. That's the thing. And that's kind of the beauty about all of this. Like, PMDG are not competing with Flight Factor. There are aircraft in the X-Plane infrastructure, right? That they're going to trump what's available in Microsoft Flight Sim in certain areas. A lot of what we have in Microsoft Flight Sim now are, like, it's incredible. In amazing levels of realism with some of the airliners and some of the GA in Microsoft Flight Sim. But I just think, look, I'm a Flight Sim enthusiast. I love flight simulation. I love aviation. I'm definitely going to be spending time flying this in X-Plane. I'm definitely going to be spending time flying PMDG's 777 in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I think that, you know, both aircraft are going to offer different options, or, you know, you can apply one or the other to your style of flying or whatever flying you're in the mood for. You know what I mean? Like, think about it, right? The Dash 8 in X-Plane, incredible. But the ATR is a lot of fun to fly. The Flight Factor A320 in X-Plane, the Phoenix, top dollar. The Zebo mod for the 737, a freeware aircraft in X-Plane versus Boeing or versus PMDG's 777, they're very close together in terms of realism and what they can and what they can't do. But again, the point here is, you know, we find ourselves engrossed in flight simulators. X-Plane is a very viable option. It's a very good option. If you're in the position to have both, brilliant. Either way, your favorite sim is going to prevail, right? It just is. I mean, there's elements of X-Plane I'm not a fan of. There's elements of Microsoft Flight Sim I'm not a fan of. My overall favorite simulator, it's Microsoft Flight Sim, because we have the group flight element. We have all that flying together and discovering, and it just suits my style of flying. But I've had absolutely incredible experiences with X-Plane. So real. And, like, we talk about realism. If we bring it to nighttime, right? Just make it all nighttime here. And when we see lightings and all this starting to come up, like, this is insane, right? So where are we at? Deegan. Right, so drop the owl gadget down, we say, to about 8. Call it 200. Bring the speed back at a smidgen. And let's see how she's going to react to all of this, right? Like, there are times in X-Plane you're flying at nighttime. It's absolutely insane, the detail. It's so realistic. It's so realistic. So this is going to start happening fairly quick now. So we're on a descent. Go ahead and get some spoilers out to help us. What else do we need to do here now? That's looking a little bit better. So we're heading on the Deegan arrival. Bring this in. And we'll try and give this machine a bit of an auto land, shall we? So we're going to say 8,000, but we can go a lot lower now at this stage. Bring it down to 3 because we want to capture the glide. Shannon, let me see info on the weather. Local pressure is 1016. Go ahead and arm that. 1016. We'll jump across, and it'll be 1016. So we're descending nicely now. Bring our engine sound back up. Caution's just telling me that the speed brake is extended. Are there any guards down there at this time of night? Are you mad? Right, what else do I want to do here? Cancel the caution. Speed did well to get down, didn't it? We'll go 250 now. We're going to drop under 10,000 feet now in a moment. Light them up. Seatbelts. Leave to auto. APU, leave it alone. Auto brake, we have it set to 2. Let's just double check we've no discos. We're looking good. And everything else should be fairly good. And again, we can access our flight checklist. And we can say, right, normal, let's go to...
Before takeoff checklist. After takeoff check descent checklist.
Recall. Check.
Checked.
Notes. Check.
Approach checklist.
Altimeter set, landing, speed brake is already done, landing gear, and then flaps. Like, it's super handy. You can rely on the aircraft systems, right? Which I love. Wait till 2024 comes out. Oh yeah, could you imagine? Like, it's still a very, very, very exciting time in flight simulation. It just is. Keep this speed coming back, Murph. We've just dropped under 10. D-rag, we need to be right down, so let's see what this can do. It's a beautiful scene, isn't it? Speed brakes are out. Inside the cabin, what's happening? Inside the cabin, Murph. Can I get into the cabin? No. Cabin lights are off. Hang on, we can turn these on. Menu, airplane, cabin controls, light controls, main cabin lighting, ambient cabin lighting, the friggin' kitchen lighting. Like, we've control all over this ourselves. Then if we go to shortcuts and we want to jump into the I don't know, the galley. Like, this is the ambient lighting. You can turn this, like, you've full control over this. It's mad, isn't it? Runway ahead. Speed is coming down nicely. Altitude is coming down nicely. Kick it out of standard. 1016. Horizontal flaps coming in. Let's see what she can do. Stick her on approach mode. We're established on the localizer. We're just going to wait for the glide. Get that speed down, Murphy. There's a bit of mad rain hitting us now. That rain won't be as bad if we turned off the lights, but it's grand. There's 5,000. We can drop the gear to add a bit of drag. Hit the drag now with the gear down. Speed is starting to drop now. Flaps 5. I'm going to try and capture that. We're on the glide slope now as well, so we're fully established on the ILS. Let's see what you can do. Flaps 15. Do we want a nighttime landing or a daytime landing? Speed brake is still out, but that's okay. Speed 160, flaps 20. We go at night. Darker the landing. Hey, Joey Bolo, good to see you, man. You're very welcome in. Okay, speed brake is armed. On the glide. Behave yourself now, plane. Flaps 25. And flaps full. Okay. Fully established on the glide slope, on the way in. Localizer capture, speed 145 is good.
Dougal, have you been drinking? I have, Ted. I've been drinking like a mad idiot.
The Pappy are happy. What Dublin scenery do we have? It's from Boundless, and it's very good, Caleb. Rate of descent is good. Missed approach is going to be 4,000 and out. So need to be slightly below, are we? No, we're bang on the money. Flaps are fully set. Continue. Let's see what happens. Touch and go and then a couple of circuits. Yeah. Now we'll also get the RAAS start talking. Landing 3 is trying to capture, which is on. We'll have a rollout and then we'll have our flare. This is going to be a no hands landing. Let's go 140 on the speed. Look at the detail here, look. It's nuts, lads. Very nice.
Approaching 2-4.
Like that hummingbird. Murphy's drinking holy water. Alright, let's see what happens. Approaching runway 24. The pappy are happy. Big Al, yeah, we'll just ramble out. I'm using auto land. I don't have to use auto land.
500.
My airplane.
400.
Easing out.
300.
Oh, Jesus.
Muse, I should have left this alone.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
I'm below the glide slope.
200. Approaching minimums.
Glide slow. Glide slow.
Easy.
100. Minimums.
Landing.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Easy. Easy. Get it down, Murph. Touchdown.
Dreamy, sleepy, nighty, snoozy, snooze.
Why aren't the reverses working? Oh, Jesus.
3,000 feet remaining.
And I went off the runway. My reverses aren't working. Oh, Jesus. Right, well, apart from going off the runway. Apart from going off the runway. Why aren't the reverses, right? Did I break them? Auto brake off, right? That's so strange. So there's reversers, but they're not giving a full power. I wonder, do we need to, oh, there they go, look, there they go. That's full reverse. Why didn't they come on earlier? Madness. Right, let's watch the replay of that. I don't know how good that was. They may not have been good, right? Let me see. Flight. Replay. Bring her back. That looks good to me, doesn't it? And, well, it's night time. We can't see a shagging thing, but let's not worry, friends. Let's not worry at all. Drive it on. Keep going now, keep going now, keep going now. Right, something like that. Yes. Now where's the runway? Here's the runway. Can we see this? Can we kind of see it? Let's witness what was. Slow motion as well, Murphy. Oh yeah. The slow motion landing. It's very late. I need to go to bed now in a second. That's mad looking, isn't it? at the state of that. Touchdown! Contact on the back. Douche. Oh, the reverses came out straight away. Now the smoke might be there because it was slow motion. We'll go normal speed now, right? We'll try normal speed. Right, so this is normal speed.
Jesus.
Usually you get tire smoke. Hell, look at that for a picture. Man, the night lighting is absolutely deadly in X-Plane, isn't it? Look at the state of that. Look at the slope in the runway. Jesus. Did the tires bulge? I don't know. We'll check it though. The kids and I have been distracted playing Wink Murder with the cats. Wink Murder? Hey, Captain Gaiman! Good to see you, man! Oof. She wasn't bad. We'll go back here again. This is very immersive. Check it out. That's mad looking. We'll try him on this side next. So the spoilers are sticking out. They probably shouldn't be, but you know, replay bugs and all that. Alright, let's look at this one. Yeah, this is Shannon Airport. We got another camera view this way now. Let's see that again. We'll do something like this. Look at the state of that. It looks very good, lads, doesn't it? It's ridiculous, like. One more for the road and then we're done. I promise. My smug face. Brilliant, right? Absolutely brilliant. So there we have it, lads, right? The upcoming Boeing 777 version 2 by Flight Factor coming to X-Plane at some stage. We don't know when, but I just want to show it off. And, you know, PMDG, if you're watching, sure, let me have a go of your yoke. And let's do the same, because it looks very good, right? Yeah, that'll work. Anyway, lads, thank you also very, very much indeed for joining us. Tomorrow night, we're back live from 1900 Zulu as we do a VATSIM flight. And we're going to be flying from Dublin all the way over to Brussels. And, right, let's see how that goes. Back in the world of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, there we have it. A massive thanks for everyone who joined us here this evening. I saw some news here as well. SLH Sim Design says, Murph, great news. The 10 Caribbean Airport bundle is now available on the marketplace for Xbox and PC. Nice. Nice. Awesome work, dude. So, yeah, thank you also very much for tuning in, for all the follows, all the likes and subscribes, all the subs. Guys, thank you very, very much indeed. Massive shout out to our team of moderators, keeping us all safe. Big shout out to Old Veteran 965, to MuseFan, and to, of course, Gibbo Ireland, lads. Thank you very, very much indeed for all the help you give us. And right, I'm going to bed.
Jesus.
I need to go to bed. It's that time. We'll see you tomorrow for a bit of VATSimage. Until then, you take care. It's kind of in my own time, and which there isn't much of, but when there is, I like to fly it. This thing in VR is something very, very special. It's absolutely incredible in VR. Your viewpoint and your vantage point out of the windows, it's absolutely brilliant. It's like, it's class. Do you know what I mean? But as you can see from the design of the aircraft,